Hey everybody, it's SCNS Live. It's Chris Danger.
And Jason the X, and we're live from Lone Star Comics in Plano, Texas.
And somebody needs to learn how to play the board properly. I got to show him.
It's my first time messing with the board.
All right,
so,
minimize here. You need to switch to your camera, buddy, so everybody can see your pretty man face.
Hi guys, what's going on? Okay.
So basically, Jason is not Thomas Pynchon.
Jason is working the board tonight, so yeah, get used to it.
It's going to choke on us all night long. So,
I'm
guys, I
probably
cannot be held responsible for this show going down the toilet. So, anyways.
Abuse on this, okay?
I'm kidding with you, man. All right, so let's get brass tacks. We are once again at our favorite comic book store on planet Earth.
Lone Star Comics, Plano, Texas.
Plano, Texas.
Parkway.
And we've got a lot of really cool swag we're going to show tonight. Actually, we're going to start the show off a little bit different.
Why?
Why? Because we've got a guy here who's got his own game. He's kind of been making it. Remember last time we were here?
No.
You don't? Okay, last time we were at the store, we ran into a young fellow who was actually working on his own role-playing game. And you know what?
I don't remember that at all.
I remember it because now he has it pretty much together. Hey, why don't you throw those cans on?
What have you got there?
Should I put these on or?
Yeah, you need to put those on, buddy.
Okay.
So we can hear you. Okay. Let's go ahead and switch to
I know what I'm doing here.
switch to camera 5, Cambot.
I know exactly what I'm doing.
Go to camera 4. Go to camera 4.
Go to camera 4, Cambot.
Okay, and it's kind of a crooked camera, so.
Yeah, we're doing 60s Batman with you tonight. So.
All it just needs to be raised up a little bit, okay?
Is this better? Is this better?
You're fine. Go ahead and introduce yourself once again, sir.
I'm Chris Verona, and I'm a student at the University of Texas at Dallas.
UTD, yeah, you know me.
Yep.
And last time you were telling us about a little project you were calling X squared.
X cubed.
X cubed. Sorry, I gave him one extra X. Okay, thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you took away an X. It's
Oh,
my
that's
X.
right.
Give it.
Look, I'm tired. All right.
I don't blame you. I'm tired too.
All right. So, for the uninitiated, tell us about your project here.
Well, it was a group project, so it wasn't just me. There were 4 other people helping me.
I'll
with
just
this.
take all the credit.
Yeah, no, I think they'd probably get mad at me. But what it was is we're all in a class, a game development class up at UTD, and the purpose of the game is to basically make mock-ups of games that are either going to be turned into full-fledged games or into video games, just depending, to see, okay, do these mechanics work? And for the first game, we came up with something that we called X Cubed, which have a box for it here.
Okay.
Box. And it was basically, the concept was, you guys have seen that movie, what's it called?
Cube.
There's Cube, which was the original
And then
inspiration.
Hypercube.
No, Cabin in the Woods.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Cabin in the Woods.
Good film.
We've been told that it relates to Cabin in the Woods a lot. So what we did was we basically mocked up a bunch of rooms that are laid out randomly, all face down, and then we drop in the characters wherever they want to be, and they go explore, and they've got to escape before they die. And this place is sadistic.
Oh, right on. So it's kind of like Munchkin, but for the Demented set.
Basically, yeah.
Right on.
It wasn't originally planned to be like Munchkin, but things kind of got away from us, and we're like, let's add this room in. No, let's add this room. I want to add this room too, and it just got to be from straight up horror to kind of a horror comedy sort of thing.
I love horror comedy.
I love horror comedy.
Yeah, apparently a lot of people like horror comedy because we got a lot of props on it. So.
See, the way I look at it is that horror and comedy are like peanut butter and chocolate. They go together. It's beautiful. So give us an example of some of your...
Something else.
Oh, shut up. Anyways, let's go together. Let's talk about some of the cards you have here.
All right, well, there's 3 major types of cards. There's the room cards themselves, which are laid out in the map. Then there's item cards that you find, and if you don't find an item card, you instead take a secondary trap card. The item cards are kind of my favorite. One of our group members just went crazy and had a lot of fun with them. So we've got cards like the Rabid Possum on a Stick. I know you can't see it, don't worry.
Oh, yes.
You can see it just fine. Go ahead.
Okay. The Holy Hand Grenade, which says, must count to 3, not 4 or 2, but 3 allowed, and then throw the card at any other player. That player takes 6 damage.
That is pretty cool.
And my favorite card, which takes all the rooms and randomizes them again, which is evil.
That's just wrong, sir. Wrong. But I like it. Okay, so this project appears to be pretty much in a near completed state. Is it beta, alpha? What state are we in?
It's past beta, which is really all we needed to do with it for the class. Because the class goes so fast, we basically have 2 weeks to make a game, and then start again and make another game. So,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so like right now my group is actually on I'm on the third project of the semester. And this was the first. So it's as done as it's going to get for now.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this, because I mean, it looks to be like a near completed product that you could go shop to any game design, any kind of game house, Steve Jackson, or any other company out there. Have you considered shopping this?
It's been tossed around jokingly once or twice. I think that there is some interest in some of the group members. We're going to need to talk that out and see if there's anything that even can be done.
I'd suggest, I and Jason and I are believers in the tenet of DIY. We're
I
it's
believe
kind
in
of
what?
DIY, do it yourself.
I'm non-religious, man.
Oh, shut up. I'm trying to have an internet program here, sir.
And I'm providing my portion of the show.
What? You're sitting here. You're not saying anything.
I'm doing things here that need to be
What are
done.
you doing?
I
You're
have
just looking at the
no
screen.
idea. I'm working
You
the board.
dork. Anyways, so my apologies for my co-host here. But in all seriousness, you from what I have seen of your product and your project, I should say, it looks to be in a near completed phase. You really should. This is just a suggestion. It looks great. I think you should just try to self-publish.
You think so?
I think you should self-publish. Yeah.
I got one question.
Ask. Okay, go ahead.
And I just want to ask this on air, but what did you get for a grade on the project?
That's important.
98.
Why didn't you get 100?
There
I
was
sound like his dad now. Why didn't you
98.
98.
You didn't get.
98? Get out of here. Get him off the show. I don't care.
I'll leave Chris. Chris,
Oh, no.
thank you for. We appreciate you coming on, man, and showing us this fully fulfilled project.
I'm more than happy to.
And I see big things for you, sir, in the industry. So thank you.
I hope so.
Do you have some contact info if somebody wanted to maybe check this out? Do you want people to see this yet?
I'd have to check with the other members of the group.
No, man, you make all the calls right now. You got to do it now.
Let's say I will give you guys an address that you can put up
Tell you
later.
what, we'll put it out later on the SCNS Live website if you choose to want to share this with other people, but don't let them rip you off.
Yeah, man. We'd like to also have, at least maybe would you say 5%, 10% of profits? So you think would be fair?
I'm all for about 10.
10,
yeah. I'm not greedy. 10%.
We'll let you keep the rest. Call it a finder's fee.
I'll have my people call your people.
Okay, Chris. Thank you once again for coming on. We greatly appreciate it.
I was happy to come.
All right.
All right. Round of applause for Chris. Yes.
I'm saying, dude created his own game and got to do it for a class. And
I don't see Thomas Pinchon over there clapping.
Y'all can't see it, but we got like a whole group over here playing D&D, and we're probably just, I'm just.
We got some dudes playing a D&D over here. We got some folks all the way in the corner with, I think, a baby rolling a 20-sided die, man.
I'm sure there is a baby over there. But yeah, there's the guys over there. And if you're into the tabletop gaming, you need to come down here to Lone Star because they do a pretty awesome job of it. And Rick, who's here, our friend Rick.
Crowback.
He has finally, I got a confession to make, Chris. He's finally convinced me to play a tabletop game.
He convinced you to play a game? Really?
Okay, it's no secret. I love Star Wars. And I love toys, of course. So this kind of combines everything. So he's going to talk about that a bit later. And
Yeah.
we're going to get a demonstration. I am way too close.
While I'm sitting here, can I actually say something about the tabletop games?
Go for it. Go for it.
With Rick and a couple other people have been putting together a group that is right now tentatively called Borders. And it's a group of people, I think we've got about 12 right now, and each one has agreed to host board games.
Oh, right on.
At least one game a month. Right now, the plan, from what I've heard, the plan is that there's going to be 16 different slots, one Wednesday afternoons, one Saturday mornings, and 2 on Sunday. For one of these 12 members to bring up a game and host a game here. So there should be like 3 or 4 games a week at Lone Star, and it all depends on who's hosting and what they want to play.
That is pretty cool, my man. Pretty cool. And let me ask you, when you say, and if I bring this up, when I say board games, we're talking more of the strategy variety? Are we talking old school? What are we talking, like Candyland here? I mean, I'm just throwing it out. I'm just curious. Everything.
I know that we've got somebody who is agreeing to do a game called Dust Tactics. That's still up? Yeah, we've got somebody who's doing Dust Tactics, which I think is a World War II mech fighter thing. I haven't actually looked at it myself. But it looks like it's going to be pretty cool. I think Rick is running off to get some, so we can take a look at that. Personally, I am going to try and do 2 games a month, and I've actually got one of them here. Do you mind if I pull it out real fast? I won't open it or anything. Just gonna
sure. Go ahead. Okay, so the young lad is grabbing his game here. Oh, is that Mansion of Madness? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Very cool.
I'm a personally big fan of the Cthulhu horror stuff, so I've got Mansions of Madness
I
and
worship
Arkham
Cthulhu.
Horror.
You worship? Do you worship at the
worship
altar of
Cthulhu.
Lovecraft?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but I've got Mansions of Madness and Arkham Horror covered. I've got one of the expansions for.
Oh boy,
Mansions
Rick's
already.
bringing stuff over.
Rick is just bringing product over.
Let's see how.
This
tall
is
I can
why I
stack
like.
these.
This is why I like Rick. He brings really just awesome product over to show us every single time we come on the show. He is showing us Dust Tactics here.
Yeah, this is.
Wow.
Oh God, is this? This is Axis Zombies. What? Rick.
And they just fell over,
Well,
just
they're
like real zombies.
Yeah.
I got to raise the camera.
Oh, you had to raise the camera. Good job,
It's
man.
bothering me, okay?
Oh, that's okay. You have
Rick.
color. Well, you know what? I think this is cool. Rick is trying to flog product on here.
I can't blame him. This stuff is really good.
And you can't even see our guest now.
Hi guys.
This poor guy. I feel bad for him. What a poor.
Hi guys.
Like, cut back. There we go. There's his head. All right. Yeah, I'll transfer over there.
That works a little
There
bit
we
better.
go. Holy crap.
But yeah, we've got everything up and running. I know that one of my friends who's interested is going to be doing Betrayal at House on the Hill. I think we might have somebody doing.
Sorry about that.
No, that's fine. I think we might have somebody doing Risk. Do we have somebody doing Risk?
Hey, you know, dude, anything without risk is just boring. Risk is a linchpin, dude.
Yeah. We're gonna be setting up a Facebook group soon and talking everything out and figuring out who's hosting what and when. So yeah, keep your eyes open for that. The group again is called Borders. BOARDERS.
That's right.
And we should have more on that within the next couple weeks.
Okay, you know what? Keep us informed, and we will put it on there for you.
Gladly.
Awesome. Okay, so we have covered gaming so far, and this poor guy has gotten ambushed with product.
Hey, if I'm surrounded by board game and mech and model stuff, I am more than happy. So.
Okay. Well, let's see, Jason. So that
Yes, sir?
I got to tell you,
What, Professor?
pretty darn cool, man. Pretty
Dude, he
cool
created
start.
a game
I think
for
it's
our
pretty
class.
darn cool. He started the show off with that,
Except
and
he got a 98, you know. I'm
my old man would have said, you know what? What, you didn't get 100? Go to your room. You're grounded.
Okay.
You don't have a.
Well, you missed something because you were late as usual.
I'm sorry, I
By the
missed.
way, I would like to just go ahead and say that the person that gets all of this going,
Is Jason.
that's me.
No, in all seriousness,
I always precede you.
when I'm in
and
the
I get
studio, oh, okay, whoa, back it up there, sweetheart. When I'm in the studio, I'm the one that makes sure Arizona. Hey, I could call you something else, but there's kids
Oh,
in here.
jeez, Anyway, yes, you have to watch your language tonight.
All right,
You-
sugar
'cause
mouth.
You got a potty mouth. Anyway,
Oh, I have a potty mouth.
at least,
Excuse me.
at least in public, I don't have one worse than yours.
Oh gosh.
Well,
All right, let's
We do
go.
have a special treat. You didn't hear about this because you were late getting here. I'll go ahead and reiterate.
Who's
that
our
again.
special treat?
One of the assistant managers for Lone Star, Fred, got to view something, and he's here to maybe give us a little tidbit, little sneak peek of what he saw. Fred, come on over, man.
Freddie Rick, man of action.
Yes.
Round of
Walk
applause.
around me. I'm still getting packed
Please
up.
Go ahead, grab a seat right here, Fred.
Please take a moment to introduce yourself.
Put your cans on.
I'll put my cans on.
Leave the poor guy alone. He's trying to tell his stuff here.
No.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, Fred, how are you, man?
Hold on.
Doing good day, man.
Yeah, that camera's like off.
Tell you what, why don't we do this?
No,
Switch,
don't do anything.
Jason. Okay,
Talk.
so
Introduce Fred.
switch to. Well, we're on my camera. He's being a dork. So, Fred, tell us a little about what. Well, first off, tell us who you are to begin with.
I am Freddie Rick. I work at Lone Star Comics Plano. I am assistant manager. It is quite awesome.
I think it is quite awesome. You've got a cool job, man.
I know, man. I get a cool sweet badge too with it.
I want
that's
his job.
That's a pretty badass badge, dude.
I know, man. It says assistant manager. I manage things assistantly.
I see him perfectly.
Good.
Smile into the camera. You're right there. Okay.
James Franco smile. There you go. So anyway, speaking of
like
James
credit for
Franco,
doing it.
the movie I'm here to talk about is last night I got to see a sneak preview screening of Oz the Great and Powerful.
Oh
And
yes.
being the huge, giant Sam Raimi geek that I am, it was kind of awesome. Not only that, I do like the kind of the Oz mythos as well. But one thing I want to point out, especially, is if you're a Bruce Campbell fan, he has a great cameo in
I
this.
heard this. Yeah.
And if you can't tell, he's under a lot of latex and whatnot, because of course you got K&B Effects Group working on it.
Yeah.
But if you can't tell it's Bruce Campbell, the way I told was he's the only person in the entire movie to be hit 5 times consecutively in the face with a stick.
Yeah, that's a
That's a dead giveaway.
That's
for
a dead
Raimi
guy.
movie,
Yeah, exactly.
Keep screaming bloody murder.
I have fixed
It was,
things.
So okay, so you saw it. Without giving any spoilers, what did you honestly think about it?
No spoilers.
If you are a Raimi fan, you will have a lot of fun with the camera techniques in this movie. It's very Evil Dead-esque. You got those big close-ins up on like the people, just like
Did
you
they-
hear a big surrounding sound. You build up the claustrophobia with the camera, and just bam.
Did he
right in
did
your
he do any
face.
did he do any of his typical construct sequences like he's done in other films?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Zoom in. Let's put the glove together.
Yeah, well, he did one before you see the flying monkeys for like the first time. Before they're all like, ah, they come out, they do just hear some sounds and stuff, some shadow work, and then there's just this scene where you just see James Franco and Mila Kunis just in utter fear. And I really liked it too because it built up a nice claustrophobia which is weird because you got this whole giant open space of Oz, and then the camera work he does, he just builds up this claustrophobia like everything's closing in on them.
Wow. So as a product as a whole, would you say this is something you take the kids to? Is this more kind of the grown folks Oz?
I will say it has a very kid-friendly vibe. The story is it's very simplistic, but it works, which I think not enough movies today do that. Where you just got too much going on. You got too much of like the whole we gotta get grounded in reality. Everything's gonna be Batman.
Oh yes.
You know, everybody's gonna die.
Batman.
Something's gonna happen. Some crazy. But you know, it's just fun it's fun for everybody. You know, you got some good effects. Amazing. At the beginning of the movie, he did this really great thing where basically you got the it's 1906 Kansas, and it starts off. You get small screen, and it's black and white, no surround sound, anything, just very simple stuff. And then as he goes into the land of Oz, the screen opens up. You get the IMAX screen.
So you go from like a 4:3 kind of ratio to
Exactly,
like
yeah.
16:9
Well, and the best
widescreen.
part too is the surround sound pops up.
So it pops up. Okay.
Pops up. You got the
Wow.
color coming in. It's just awesome.
So I guess he borrowed that from the original Oz film, which
yeah,
was very kind of what's the sepia sepia tone, and then you kind of go into that, you land, you get into Technicolor.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mentioned this to my missus. I said this might actually be an Oz film I'd actually can sit down and watch.
Well,
Because
see, and they allude a lot to the original Oz film, but the thing with the original Oz film is it's so close to the book, the Bond books. But that's the thing too, is like they were talking about the reason because MGM kind of still owns the original Oz
Exactly,
stuff.
yeah.
They had to change a lot of things, like but it wasn't like huge changes, like the Wicked Witch of the West, for example. They changed up the makeup a little bit, based it off the original one. But whereas there's like a mole here or there, they kind of made it more smooth. And I think it's kind of funny for a kids' film, the way Howard Berger from Canby put it. They wanted to make a sexy witch that was still scary.
hey man, you know what? I think come cosplay season and
it's gonna be
Halloween,
good.
that's gonna be the top. You're gonna see Sexy Witch of the West, man.
Oh man, dude, if they have enough people dressed up on Mila Kunis in that movie, you're
I
gonna
do like me some
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, it's one of those films that it's one of the anticipated films of the spring. One, I think, but hopefully is going to get a lot of views, and probably both.
yeah,
the
definitely.
kid you can take. It's a film, and that's what we were talking about. I think Jason, you talked about this a while back.
I didn't talk about anything.
Well, I mentioned this kind of offhanded. I talked with somebody a while back. Is like really, it's just you can't take the kids to the movies anymore.
yeah.
But luckily you can take the the little guys. Hopefully they won't.
Well, see, and that's the thing
it's not-
too, is like this movie's got so much for the little people. Plus, you got for people
Now-
who are just cinephiles, I guess, in a sense, you can see so much in this movie. There's so much stuff pleasing everyone.
So let me ask you: when you say little people, are you referring to children, or are you referring
No, I'm
to
referring to children.
to short Americans?
No.
Okay, I had to clarify.
Although the Munchkin Guild is very well represented in this movie,
Was that-
and they get their own little song number.
was Warwick Davis in this? Because it's not a Munchkin go without him.
Whoa!
Please, I'm trying to do a show here, sir.
I was totally sorry, radio guy and me. So your mic is hot.
Hey,
Leprechauns
Stevens, I'm
messing
trying to
with
do
the
a show here, pal.
I'll get off my Facebook page, by the way.
Yeah, we're trying to do some internet entertainment, so I'm
I
talking
was-
directly to the mic. Dork.
It's okay. I think Willow's
Thank you,
here
Ben.
using his magics, messing with everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Kaya.
Which one's your mic? I think you're this one.
This is.
Did you bring it down a little?
Bring me down a little bit.
Okay, is this one the one I was supposed
Don't
to
bring me down, Bruce. There you go. Okay,
Okay.
now I can't hear myself. Okay, so you saw it. Now, was this in the good old fashioned 2D, or was this in 3D IMAX?
I didn't have much of a choice, honestly. It was funny too. Was the tickets we had such a debacle trying to get in this line.
wow.
There was this thing called See It First that we got specifically for the store, and you go. It's weird too because most of the free tickets, it's first come first serve. You just got the free tickets, you present them at the door. The tickets we got were You had to go online, put in the code, enter your email address, and they send all this blah, 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 blah. Well, now the thing that my friends and I were the first ones in the line after they started seating. So we're in the waiting position, you know, about 30 minutes or so. And all of a sudden, all these families just keep going by us, and we're like, what's going on?
You ain't getting in, that's what.
Yeah, well, I think the funny thing was the only reason we got in was my friends and I started talking real loud. There's this guy in a huge yellow shirt. This dude was big, and he kept walking by, and we were like, we're gonna bum rush you.
Okay, that is a reason to not let you.
You don't say that you don't say it to a big burly brother that's walking security on the line.
I mean, we were waiting for 30 minutes. Actually, we were waiting for an hour. Actually.
Okay.
So we were just kind of heated, but yeah, no, we got in the movie though, and it was.
Oh. Hey, Ben told you to bring it on.
Hey, you know what? I ain't got no time for him. I'm doing a show here.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Oh, yes.
All I wanted was a cold pop, you know.
Cold pop. I think that's what
Freddie, that's why I told you, man, is that this show just completely goes off the rails. We could sit here, talk about that, and then we just talk about a cold pop.
I mean, that's what I usually do anyway, so.
See, this guy needs to be our new correspondent.
We always need correspondents.
We need correspondents.
And I like to plug things,
minions.
too.
By the way,
this Age of Ultron Chromium cover that came out today at Lone Star Comics Plano. You can get yours for $3.99.
Okay, so let's find out what's going on because
shut up and give me that.
Okay, hang on a moment. I want to talk real quick.
He wants it.
I want to talk about the book real quick. Okay, why is it the Age of Ultron, and what has finally happened with Ultron?
See, now the first issue is very confusing in that sense because
you totally don't have that on camera.
Timeline.
Oh, let me put it on camera here. Oh, just put it on the damn camera. It's like dealing with a child. Okay, so we have Age of Ultron on camera. You moron.
Chromium.
Dude, so you don't see much chromium anymore.
I mean, unless you're Robert Kirkman nowadays.
Yeah.
Every 100th issue, you're just like chromium cover, $10.
Dude, I used to be, and I've been reading comics since probably the late 80s, early 90s when
Right,
chromium
right.
covers were standard, you know?
Yeah, right.
Every issue
the
got
age of chromium.
Yes. I think it's now like a rare metal because they can't find it anymore.
See,
it's like helium.
that's what all the sci-fi movies from the late
Unobtainium.
60s, early 70s were talking about. They weren't talking about the chrome feature. They were talking about the chromium 90s cover. Fish, plankton, fresh food from the sea.
I am supposed to be working.
You got to plug a Logan's Run every now and
Yes,
then.
you have to.
If-
Ironically, a locally made science fiction film.
Indeed.
Not a lot of people know that.
I mean, what was it, like RoboCop apparently for a couple of weeks over at City Hall downtown in Dallas, you could just pick up pieces of the Ed robot.
The Ed
that had blown
209,
up.
yep. Because my dad used to do. He used to work for the Dallas Police Department. He did security with him. And he said
Oh, really?
they had to work, some RoboCop stuff. So, yeah.
You know, speaking of chromium covers, I remember The Walking Dead came out, and I love the fact that I'm kind of a Walking Dead fan. I'll admit, I like it okay. But the one thing I'm interested in is coming up soon. George Romero's got a new comic for it's a secret zombie comic for Marvel coming up. And George Romero, if you don't know, did the original Night of the Living Dead, Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, which I think is the epitome of zombie movies right there.
Absolutely, man. I look at it like this, is that they don't make them like Romero's made them. You
You can't make them like Romero made them.
It was just the grittiness, the how would you say, the grittiness,
I mean,
the
no
low
one
budget.
else is going to make Night Riders.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Tom Savini in full knight armor on a motorcycle. How can you go wrong with that?
Yeah, wow, yeah. You know what? That's what I've said. The world needs more Romero, and we need more Romero, more Savini.
You know, I would take some more Carpenter as well, because that guy needs to come out of retirement. He actually had that movie not too long ago, The Ward.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it was around that time when everybody was doing, like, the Mind movie.
Oh,
Is this real?
yeah.
Is this not? And apparently Carpenter missed the memo that everyone was doing this movie, including Chris Nolan. And so I saw this movie, waiting like 10 years to see another Carpenter movie, and I'm just like, wow, Amber Heard's in this, and she plays like 8 different people, but they're all personalities.
Who the hell is calling me during a show? Is this?
Hi guys. By the way, this
Hello.
is live, so this happens quite a lot.
Right.
But anyways, no, I look at it like this. We need. I've said it for years. We need more Carpenter. We need more. We need more Romero. We need more Raimi.
Yeah, way more.
We need a lot more Raimi.
Speaking of which, have you heard about the supposed Evil Dead 4 he's writing over this summer with his brother?
Yeah, because apparently Bruce is involved in that Evil Dead reboot.
Remake coming out next month, yeah.
I have a special announcement, real quick.
Is this a good one or a bad one?
It actually is a good one.
Okay, give us some good news.
Big props out to MC the cameraman, who is now viewing the show. What's going on, buddy?
Wow, where's he viewing the show from? What part of the world?
He is. Who knows? He's everywhere and somewhere and there.
The negative
and
zone.
Everywhere. But yes, big props to MC, who's out there working hard in Afghanistan.
He's hanging out.
We miss you, buddy. We miss you. He sees us. Yes.
We need you back here quick.
No kidding.
Okay.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
So, but no, in all seriousness, yeah, I think the world would be a better place if we had a Romero film every 2 years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as long as I saw Survival of the Dead. Other than that, we're good.
I got a good question. How do we turn these stupid sound effects off of friggin' Facebook?
Unfortunately, my friend, there's no way of doing that.
Bull crap.
There's no way with doing it with getting messages in Facebook. There is if you get like the update. There's a way to do it now.
See, the problem is Mark Zuckerberg has no friends, so he just makes sound effects everywhere he goes.
Poor guy.
There's something in the settings. I ain't going for this crap. Sorry.
We really just we need to get
Y'all
him on his-
talk.
on
I'm
his-
doing
We need to
stuff
get him
over
on
here.
his
Give his
angry
Ritalin.
medication.
I'm already on angry medication. I mean,
He's losing his mind, everybody. It's okay, Jason. Calm down, dude.
I think he's in the ward.
Dude, remember, puppies, fluffy puppies,
are tasty.
ice cream cones, fluffy clouds. Fluffy clouds.
Seriously,
Chickens
seriously.
with spikes.
Okay, I found something here. Notifications.
My name is Michael Jacobus, and I eat babies. Dude, you can go over like the past 20 to 30 years of just movies and anything. I'm just going to quote it.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, here you go, buddy. Have a pinkie pie on me.
Gotta love Pinkie Pie.
Is this a tattoo?
Yeah, it is. You should
I'm
put
totally putting this on.
Look.
I'll put it right next to you.
I have Applejack.
I'll put it like right next to you.
Okay, I
wait,
got
no,
and we've got into this a couple of times. We've talked about. I think we talked about this on Free Comic Book Day last year about My Little Pony, cultural phenomena or spawn of the devil.
We have Brony Fest coming up soon, apparently.
Dude, I have been. I've actually been wanting those guys to contact us, and they
Bronies?
haven't. Well, I mean, they had something, and I wanted to talk to them, but haven't heard back from them. So if you guys are out there for the Brony Fest, guys,
there are a
give me
ton of
holler.
bronies. I remember when we got the Lone Star exclusive cover for My Little Pony #1. This comic right here says #1 issue, but we had more people between the ages of 18. Actually, I would say between the ages of 14.
These are gonna be
to
some
34
embarrassing statistics right here.
males buying this comic, and I think we sold so many. I don't remember how many. we
God.
sold
Give me
at
that.
point.
Give me that.
We sold so many. The company bought us a pizza party.
Give me that.
Okay,
Give me the comic.
He has
here we
the.
go.
He has the.
with Brony.
You are
beats
within
on the
striking
cover.
distance tonight. This is not normal.
Would you like a
copy
of
We hardly ever do a show where I can actually hit you.
Here, just look at the damn book. It's like having a child.
Yes.
I got to be the adult of this episode. Normally, I just get to sit here and be pithy, but no, this week I gotta make sure he
He
behaves.
just wants to touch things today.
Yes, that's what
I'll
I
be the
do.
adult here. No, anyways.
There are no
Well,
adults in
I'm sure
comics.
so.
No, no, no. And that's a good thing.
This is true.
Hey, this is ridiculous.
do you-
Twilight Sparkle has not gotten her wings.
I'll give you $1 if you
Please,
hit him.
please
All
continue,
ponies go
sir.
to heaven.
All ponies.
It's a new cartoon coming out.
Oh God.
This thing here.
Two of the worst things for the '80s.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm not gonna. Okay, I want to say. You know what I'm waiting for? Eventually, I'm waiting for the new Glowworms comic book.
Oh my God, they're really doing a glue.
No, I'm just pulling out my back
Like,
end.
where are you getting that
I was
from?
saying, how about the My Buddy comic?
Oh,
Kids,
My
My
Buddy.
Buddy Kid Sister Adventures.
Oh, gee.
One of the creepiest sets of dolls for the 1980s, man. Late 80s, early 90s.
They gave us one of the greatest killer dolls ever. I mean, unless
Wait,
you're
what?
Charles Band and Full Moon Horror Pictures.
Oh, exactly. I will say, without My Buddy, we wouldn't have Child's Play. So
That's true.
Yeah. So
Ugh.
I mean, also, we wouldn't have half the movies
Oh.
of Full Moon.
Aren't we still talking about
I'm
comics anyway?
surprised those guys are still in business, honestly, half the
Yeah.
time. Last time I saw, they had a big announcement today, actually. They're like, we're going on VOD today. Full
Really?
Moon's going all out. Last time I saw them at a convention, they had a table. It was like a little corner out of nowhere. They're
the
selling their
audio playing
DVDs for
through?
$2 a piece.
I got something to work.
good. He's playing over here.
I got something
let's,
to work.
Let's talk about some of the other books you have this
Go right
week.
ahead, go right ahead.
You've got Nova 1.
And Nova 1 came out last week. It's pretty awesome.
Yes.
Which
Actually, 2
which
weeks ago,
kind of
sorry.
technically goes with this one here,
Guardians of the Galaxy
Point
.1. Yeah.
Which, by the way, apparently these two teams will be working in this team's coming film. Apparently,
going on
it's been,
here?
Yes.
it's been rumored that that the Nova Corps will be joining the Guardians.
I
and
know, honestly, I'm
protecting
kind
the
of
universe.
surprised no one ever noticed that in the background of all the production art they put out like the day after they announced Guardians.
I saw
the
it.
giant spaceships in the background. And like someone put it up
Holy
today,
crap.
they're like, those are Nova ships.
Well, I'm not. No spoilers.
Dude, it's already been spoiled on the interwebs. So
Everything's
You
spoiled
know
on
what?
the
To
interwebs.
hell with it. Wait a minute. We're on the interweb.
Yeah.
Well, we won't spoil things here.
okay, well, it's like getting into this. Okay, and one other you have is
The
Legend
of
Luther
Luther
Strode. Very nice, very nice. Tell us a little, and I've never heard of this book. Tell us a little about it.
It's actually a sequel to The Strange Talent of Luther Strode, which came out, I guess, last year or so. The basic premise is, in those old comics where you're looking around, it's like, become a strong man in 10 days.
Okay.
Well, this kid orders one of them and becomes like a maniac, pretty much.
Oh,
Giant
right on.
strong man, but at the same time, he starts seeing all these pressure points to kill people, and he can't stop killing, pretty much. He's got a little mask he bought to cover his identity. And in the sequel, I don't want to spoil anything in the first one, but basically in the sequel, The Legend of Luther Strode, he's kind of gone out into the world and kind of doing his thing by himself, but he can't have any friends.
I want to ask a question.
This is also known as the Jason the X story, by the way.
I want to ask you a question. Do you think the reason they introduced another Nova is because of the original Nova's unfortunate real name? Because I mean, that's just too easy.
Oh Lord.
I mean,
Come on, you know what I'm talking about. all
I mean,
right?
I do,
I was
yeah.
the idiot in the theater during Dark Knight Rises, started giggling when she's like, "Oh, that's a pretty name." I thought she was gonna be like, "Oh yeah, it's Dick." And then he goes, "Robin."
Yeah, but the original Nova
I was
is
like, "That is a pretty."
his last name is Ryder, so that's like, who thinks that up? I mean, I know when Nova was created that these words could be put together in an insult. So why would they do that?
I mean, the Marvelverse likes alliteration.
Yes.
Mindy the model.
Speaking of which,
Oh,
has
Billy
anybody-
the Model.
Has
And,
anybody seen the new Deadpool trailer for the new video game?
Yeah, I've been reading a few comments from the community today. I read something from some of the guys on Kotaku who were just they weren't happy with it in a way.
What the hell with him?
I look at it like this, and I said it this way: is that dude?
It's Deadpool going bang, 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 bang as he shoots somebody?
It's just a game.
I mean, it's the exact same thing that he did in Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Like,
Yeah.
that was his
Yeah, but
special
this
move,
time
bang, bang,
it's
bang, bang.
just Deadpool. So
That's
with
true.
his sidekick Cable.
okay, so all right.
Well,
What
I
else?
mean,
He's playing
honestly-
with Cable's man boobs.
In all honesty, though, like I think Deadpool works the best when he's on a team. Like Cable and Deadpool is one of the greatest comics ever. Ran for 50 issues, but you actually cared what Deadpool had to say. He actually had a conscience for once. Every now and then, he did like, "Oh look, boobs" or something stupid like that. But every now and then, he's like,
So
"Maybe we
what you're
shouldn't be doing
saying?
this."
So what you're saying? The current Brian Posehn run of Cable, of Deadpool. You're not a.
I do like the current. Just because it's Brian Posehn. It's
Yeah.
so random. I mean, Brian Posehn is like a notorious metalhead, and I don't remember, it was one of the issues, I think it was the second issue, where all of a sudden he just starts singing Welcome to the Jungle while blasting away zombified presidents. And I don't remember which Pantera song it was, but he turns to the reader, breaks fourth wall, and goes, "This great montage we got coming up would be great for Pantera's Message in Blood." And of course, I just started singing it while reading. Oh, this is Texas. I always mention
Oh
Pantera.
yeah. Jeez.
And Rick's like behind the camera, like
Rick
giving
is
him direction.
Yeah, Rick is.
What
I mean, you guys missed him singing Scooby-Doo Metallica this morning.
No, what else do we have in the list over there? God,
Oh,
those
also
comments.
we have Star Wars Dark Times.
Star Wars being
issue
one of
2.
the greatest films ever made, by the way.
I'm sorry if I keep taking comics from you. I
like-
apologize, but
Go
Go ahead.
I'm doing the show and I'm also watching Wreck-It Ralph over here. So.
stop watching Wreck-It Ralph. Pay attention to what you're doing. Have some serious.
Hey, I'm being serious, sir. He doesn't.
He's getting my comics dirty.
I'm not getting. Well, okay. hang on.
He's not wearing protective gloves.
You're messing up his chromium coverage, dude.
That cost me $5 almost, man.
Okay, so. All right, Freddie. What else do you have for
bought
a
a
pick
comic.
for
Freddie, you
last
got
week?
anything else you wanna
What
tell
else
us
for a
about?
pick for this week?
Oh, actually,
I got a bunch of this week.
I do feel the need, since I am the show, to shamelessly plug myself.
Okay.
Speaking of local entertainment in the area,
Oh, turn off
I'm
his
actually
mic.
writing on a TV show called Nightmares currently. It's a very Tales from the Crypt-like show. Honestly, the guy who is my producer, his name's Tony Quinn, his Dark Star Films. He has a movie out you might have seen called Lycanthrope, actually. Went through a couple of the...
Didn't we hear something about that?
We did hear something.
Yeah,
about
we
that.
heard about that.
Yeah, it went through a couple
I
of
think he
film
told us.
festivals. I think it won for like best score and best cinematography. It's a pretty cool film, but oddly enough, is a friend of a friend of a friend, and she just happened to mention, she was like, "You write, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do." And she was like, well, this guy who works on some stuff, he wanted you to write some things. I was like, okay, I met the guy. And at this point, as a starving artist, I'll take whatever I can get. I wrote a PSA for my high school, for God's sakes. It was terrible. But
Oh, I got to hear about this PSA.
it was okay. So it was called the Bully Commons Area. No, it was called the Bullies Commons Areas video, and the guy wanted me to make like the most boring thing ever. He's like, I just wanted basic, bullying is bad, but me,
Bullying sucks.
yeah, pretty much.
I totally wanna
I
make
threw in like a
anti-bully
bunch of like
PSAs.
Back to the Future references and Star Wars references. I had a guy going around throwing rocks in 3D glasses, just screaming. And I was like, that's not acceptable. And it took me 20 minutes, but I found one of the security guards, and I convinced him to throw a child against the wall and pretend to choke him and just give a thumbs up to the camera. It's like, if you bully, you will be caught.
That guy's gonna lose his job.
That is
I'm
the
not mentioning
greatest.
names.
And do you have
Chris, give me that stack of comics.
Oh,
Give me-
this. By the way, I got to pass Jason his
Yes, give me the
his bathroom stack here.
There you go.
His bathroom reading for the week. Because he has to have some crapper reading.
Yeah, I mean, you need it, especially if you run out of toilet paper. Too.
Especially if it's
'Cause I do have-
some new Marvel books.
I do have my picks for the week, and one of them I was suggesting was
Transmorphers.
the
Transformers.
IDW's,
Fall of Man.
Transformers. This is number 14. If you're a Transformers fan, Overlord's back. If you can
Bye-bye,
tell by the
little
cover. Hold on. I was gonna
All sorts of chillins running around in here.
And yeah, there we go. That is Overlord on the cover. Anybody's got an Overlord toy they want to give me, go right ahead because they're pretty expensive. And
He did this just for the swag, didn't he?
yeah, yeah. But this is also Uncanny Avengers this week. I think it was working pretty well. The Nurture guys were actually talking about Uncanny Avengers. They had some good things.
The Uncatty Avengers.
Uncanny, I said.
I thought you said Uncatty.
Uncanny.
Oh, this guy.
And
This guy.
I'm going to count to 3, and then I'm going to punch Chris in the arm.
3.
1, 2. You're within striking distance. Why are you mouthing off tonight?
I really don't care.
You're used to being like 5 feet
He's
away
just
from
so
him.
desensitized by Wreck-It Ralph.
We do have something coming up here. I was just handed a note.
Candy King
I was
is
handed
evil.
a note
King Candy's
by my
evil.
assistant.
Even Candy.
Anyway, Game Runner Keenan Linnell is talking about the Star Wars X-Wing miniatures and other Star Wars games that you can get at Lone Star Comics and Games. These games go down on Saturdays, but this is what I want to. This is going to get me into tabletop gaming. It's Star Wars, dude. I'm going to do this. Hey, Keenan, come on.
Hey, Keenan.
Hey, how y'all doing?
We can see him just fine on the end over there, but it gives him plenty of room.
You want to scooch? You want to scooch in just to squash?
No, he's good.
I know. I was saying he wants to scooch in just to
okay.
squash.
Yeah, not a problem.
Okay.
Hey,
I
Keenan,
was
go ahead
really
and
wanting to
introduce
get close
yourself,
to
man.
Freddy.
Everyone does.
Wow.
It's
Just too
degenerated
much
into that
man
kind of
love
show,
in the
folks.
store.
That sounds like a bromance to me.
All right, we're getting the train back on
Tale
track
as old
here.
as time.
All right. Get
Okay,
okay.
okay. So Keenan,
I'm Beauty, right?
Yeah, okay.
All right.
okay, so
always the
Keenan's going to
hairy
be talking
Mexicans
about
and
the Star Wars miniature game. It is a tabletop
Star
game.
Wars minis. Let me grab one
If
of the
you
boxes for the
are
camera.
a fan of tabletop, I'm trying to, and this is probably going to be the one that gets me right here. So okay,
He's gonna
Keenan,
get all
explain it to
misty-eyed.
us. Give me something. Give me something.
The simple version is just the space combat of Star Wars with none of that boring plot getting between the. Because that's what we liked about the prequels, right? Was
Just
all the
shoot
space
stuff.
combat.
Yeah.
You get a squad, either rebels or Imperial, and try and kill each other. Like you do.
So basically, what Star Wars should be.
Yeah.
With John Williams music.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
what
Gary
type of?
Kurtzman.
Because my main
Some
appeal
Alan
of Star
Horns, Throw
Wars.
it out there.
My main appeal of Star Wars when I was growing up was the ships. That was my thing. I love the ships. Whose phone is that? Is that yours, Chris?
That's not mine.
It
not
is
mine.
yours. I bet it's yours.
No, mine's in my lap.
Okay, it's probably mine. No, it's not mine.
I'm just going to decorate.
All right, let's decorate the old.
Go ahead. Let's see
the
what we
old
got here.
broadcast
Ooh,
table
is
here,
that,
my
is that
man.
an A-wing? That's
Yes,
an A-wing, a
A-wing.
Y-wing, a TIE fighter.
You got an interceptor.
Got an interceptor. Apparently, the TIE Advance, which Darth Vader pilots, is sold out, so I don't have one.
Oh
of those.
no!
There's this sexy shit.
Give me that.
Slave
Give me
one.
that. Give me it. Just let's pass that down so we can get a better look at it. Just-
All right.
Hunter.
Be
And,
careful with it.
He's got to touch
okay.
everything.
I must touch things. Give me that.
Once you're done touching that, I've got this one that's also kind of interesting.
Gimme, gimme,
Those are
gimme,
22
gimme, gimme.
tokens.
I mean, it's a YT-1300. It's not that special a ship. It's,
What a
the-
piece of
very shiny.
junk.
Yeah.
Got to where it counts, kid.
One of my favorite weird things that they did on the Millennium Falcon is the radar dish on top actually pivots.
Oh, wow.
So I have been known to sit and just pivot the thing while I'm waiting my turn.
Chewie, can you hear me?
Slide this down.
Slide that down.
So the base game, because it's awesome.
Epicness.
That's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I have nowhere else to stack
See,
them.
my problem is if I bought all these, I just have them set up above my bed, and every morning when I wake up, I'd be like making little laser noises.
Which is different from how you wake up.
I mean, when I wake
Because
up
you
now,
don't
I
have
got
the
Bruce
miniatures
Campbell right over my bed, and I just stare at him for a little bit. I'm like, the chin works.
Waking up is a lot easier when you've got Bruce Campbell greeting you every morning.
It does.
I like these guys.
Yeah,
How'd you like a job?
I
I'll do what I can.
I will
Let's see,
accept
let's
your
see.
offer, and because we have the agreement and it's been recorded, that's legally binding. So
See.
Oh,
point,
God. We got a pre-law here.
I'll be there bright and early Monday morning.
Okay, then we have some leaves for him to sweep up, right? Maybe a lawn to mow. He's talking to imaginary people right now. Anyway, so I
They're not
digress.
imaginary. They're
Please-
right
please
there.
continue.
Talking
in
to
internet
imaginary people is what our hobbies is all about.
Yeah,
right?
it is true. I do like this miniature. You got two ties. You got an X-wing.
Yeah,
Very cool.
And then
So
all
that's the base set
additional
right
This
there?
is the base set right
base
here.
set.
Let
One of
me
my
show it on
favorite.
camera here.
You can buy this item at Lone Star Comics.
That's
Plano.
right, guys.
Yeah, we get it
100
because we're
Independence
here.
Parkway.
One of my favorite things that comes with the base set. Wait, I'm lost.
Oh, that's also what this is 30. This is
30, 30, 30.
30, 30, 30. So they're all the same price.
And the small ships are 15.
Very cool.
One of my favorite things that comes in the base set at the back of the instruction book is the original models sitting on a table for the X-Wings and the Y-Wings, and it explains how they got to get hands-on with the original models so that they can get a better sculpt, and there's also prototypes of the various sizes they tried.
Oh, okay.
And so you could see just how much smaller it could have gone, the big one, and just imagine looking at how big the Millennium Falcon is, how huge that thing would have been if they'd have gone with the 2-inch scale that they had initially started looking at.
Absolutely. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And
I gotta show
apparently,
I got to show this thing.
oh, show it.
Hold on.
You
Where
have
do
to
you make
press
Squeeze
the
it in
button
the
to make
middle.
it talk.
Try me, I talk.
It also works as a tribble.
Oh boy.
By the way, we've made Star Piece. Thank you, JJ.
Do that again. Do that again. Okay, I'll do it again.
You know what? This man is entertained by anything, literally.
Oh, hey, Rick, you should sing more Scooby-Doo. He was singing Spirit of Radio as Scooby-Doo this morning. It was kind of epic.
Stuff. I love coming here.
We had some Metallica going. I think we had some Pantera at one point. I'm not sure. A little bit of everything.
Scooby-Doo Pantera?
Yeah.
This
Come on, Rick. You got to do it
I'm
now.
wasting
You're
my
on the
life
spot,
going
man.
to school.
He's
He's shy.
yeah. That's okay.
The minis game is so awesome. I love playing it.
Were we gonna do like a demo or something with it,
Uh,
or do we? We don't have time.
We don't have.
Oh,
Can we open one up real quick?
Okay, we're gonna.
I could pop this thing
He's gonna
open.
just show. We're gonna just do a quick a box open. Just show
I'm
it.
all for that.
There's this ship. I'm not sure what this one's called. It's not a TIE fighter, so it's clearly not
That's
that
it.
interesting.
That's an X-wing. You dork.
Give me.
Just hand it the X-wing.
I'm
This
sorry if I get
TIE.
excited.
It's greatly detailed.
Oh, it is.
This is not gonna be a good show. Give me that.
I feel like
You're not
Joe
supposed to have
Johnson.
things with small pieces.
will
you might
stab you.
You might choke on it.
I'm
I'm worried about you.
I didn't mean I'd stab you. I just.
There's so many awesome pieces and so many fun toys. All the cards for the pilots of the ship. This doesn't have Darth Vader in it, so it's not as interesting.
It's okay, you got a TIE Fighter. That's all you need.
Oh, nice.
But none of these, take them all out.
Wow, man, that's pretty cool. I like that. I like the
there's-
detail on this.
It's awesome.
Okay.
They put so much care into this. There's a reason Fantasy Flight is one of the best
Because
game
they
makers.
got that Disney money.
Well, not entirely. Well, I don't know. Do they? Well, they have that. Did they have that? Why no? Are they part of that license now? Is that part of the license?
I'm fairly certain that Fantasy Flight got the license before Disney bought
That's
it.
right.
Which means they were smart enough to know that Star Wars was cool before Mickey Mouse knew it.
That's right.
I agree.
I'm worried that one day there's going to be a Death Star with Mickey Mouse at the helm.
Wait. Is there a Death Star with this game?
Death Star would not exactly fit in Texas given the scale.
Dude, it could be done.
The Millennium Falcon
I think you should
is
just build
to
an
scale
Imperial
with the
cruiser.
other
Okay,
ships.
I'm just gonna get an exercise ball and paint it up like the Death Star, and that'll be my prop for the Death Star.
That's not a moon. It's a space station.
But it'll be in scale, right? I think an exercise ball will be in scale.
Nah, it's
No.
bit
Pilates
bigger.
ball, perhaps.
Oh, okay. Crap. A beanbag chair.
Something Rick has talked about doing was a trench run game. There is a mat you can order from New Zealand that is designed like the surface of the Death Star. So, I mean, you can't physically stick it on the Death Star, but it's fairly close.
And the Kiwis make everything cool.
One of the viewers said a weather balloon would be there. Okay, a weather balloon. There we go.
Now, do you? I was going to ask. Speaking of cards, I mean, I would assume you probably have a wedge in there.
Yes, there is. There's
There's-
a Biggs, a Wedge, a Luke that
Okay.
all come with the X-Wing.
Poor Biggs.
Oh, this.
Poor Biggs, poor Dak.
I was upset
All
they didn't have
my
a
money.
Porkins.
Porkins.
Porkins, yeah.
Porkins
Poor
would be
Porkins.
the ultimate pilot because he would be so...
No.
No one would
no.
expect Porkins...
No.
I couldn't imagine.
You expect him to die.
It's
That's
this
what.
discussion I've had with Porkins before, and I got into this about the shape of him and how could you put him into the act.
Do not
See,
discriminate.
that's what needs to be explained by a mini-series.
Are there?
Porkins is actually much shorter than you think.
Yeah.
And here's where actually here's where I
short
kind of
and
nerd
stout.
out. Are any of the characters? Okay, I got a quick question for the Star Wars thing. So there was a big novelization after the Star Wars movies. The Rogue Squadron novels. Are any of the characters from Rogue Squadron in this game?
I
don't-
cannot remember all of the characters that come in it. Let me pull
So
up.
there are no
technically, aren't they
Ewok. So there are no Ewok pilots.
Academy pilot could be an Ewok.
Yub. Okay.
I mean, there's
Yep,
the
yep.
generic
Question
pilot.
answered.
You got Simon the Killer Ewok.
There was an Ewok pilot
See, I
in the
just
Rogue
want to see an
Squadron
Ewok
books.
just
So.
raid the Death Star like with ultimate power and just start like maiming everyone and tearing them apart and eating them.
My
Because you know that's what they did at the end of Return of the Jedi. They have heads on pikes and they're playing them as drums.
Yep.
And they're just singing so merrily.
I don't know what you're talking about. They're cute and cuddly.
Lando's just like, I think I see
That's a
some
little
blood
disturbing,
leaking out of
dog.
hell.
Well, this moon's gonna be radiated
I'm
sooner or
certainly going to
later.
need a Colt 45 after this.
Yeah, I wonder if Billy D did kick open a tall boy of that in a paper sack.
I would love for Billy D to come out and just say, I've always hated that beer.
This tastes like crap.
He wouldn't be wrong.
Yeah.
He was supposed to play Harvey Dent.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
he did play Harvey Dent.
He was supposed to,
play
but
Harvey Dent.
you do realize like his contract was still valid to play Harvey Dent when they started making Batman Begins.
I would
They had to give him a crap ton of money to get out of that contract.
I would have actually liked to have seen that. I liked Aaron Eckhart, but I think Billy D would have just...
He's kind of gotten on in the years. He can barely. I think he's actually wheelchair bound now.
Is he wheelchair bound?
I think so. I'll look it up.
I don't, Billy D is still 30-something in my head. He's...
Only those fighters are
super-
attacking. What
Well, we
those
just
status
saw.
roles are
I mean, he
waiting
was
for.
in the Ladies' Man, so and
That's
you know,
right. I still think of him as well, not only as the Colt 45
And he got to
spokesman,
tag
but I still
Tiffany
think of
Amber
Lady
Thiessen.
Sings the Blues.
Well, dude, he is 75 years old. I didn't realize he was that
Wow.
old.
The brother
Hey,
looks
hey,
He
good
didn't
for his
look
age, man.
75 in Ladies' Man playing the Colonel.
Hey man, Ryan.
Oh,
Song,
that's right.
where
And
it's at.
Undercover Brother.
Undercover Brother, that's the one. Yeah. Undercover Brother is a grossly
Oh,
underrated film.
actually, he did a cameo in Modern Family not too long ago, and NCIS. So he's actually still working. So I'm sorry.
Wouldn't it?
What did Thomas Pynchon say?
Did you call it? What did you call him?
Thomas Pynchon,
You're not
the
right.
great actor, the great writer.
Yeah, but you meant it as an insult. Hold on a second.
Yeah. I didn't insult him. I complimented him, actually. Dude, sit the hell down.
I'm sorry. I'm not used to being able to hit you.
It's like dealing with a special needs kid here. I tell you.
Who's working the board, by
We
the
got to
way.
get him. We got to get him his little helmet.
That's what I feel like when I'm hanging out with Freddie. That's why I like being around Freddie, because I get
Everybody likes being around Freddie.
Oh, poor Freddie. So
I just
Freddie-
learned I can do that. Okay. I won't turn your
I will
mic off
punch
again.
you
A lot
in
of
the
button
kidneys
pushing
this
right now.
So what you're saying is Freddie
is
rides a short
fun.
bus to work every day?
he.
I mean, I
not
ride a
only
type of
rides
bus.
the short bus. He's all the way at the back because the kids up front don't think he's cool enough to hang out with them.
So you're saying the special ed kids even don't like Fred?
That's what
Oh,
I'm saying,
poor
yeah.
Fred, dude. Why are you bagging on him?
I don't know, man. It's just because I sing the Who everywhere I go.
Some people, you just like. Why do people pick on you? And then you spend 5 minutes. Oh, that's because it's fun, and you can take a joke and.
I get paid a lot of money, or there would be a murder trail.
Yeah.
I'm experimenting, by the way.
Dude, we're not.
I don't know
wanna
if that.
see-
I don't know if that came through, but did anybody hear it wasn't easy
Yeah.
in the chat room?
He's
so
playing. He's playing Flow Rider.
I want to know if
for
the
some
chat.
reason.
I want to know if the chat room heard it. Is all because
He
if
likes
they
Flow
did,
Rider for some reason.
why not?
He's gonna start
Well,
singing.
there's-
He's gonna start singing low here shortly.
There's nothing not to like about Flo Rida. He's got no personality. It's not like you
I don't
can
know if
point
the
at
chat room
something
can
and
hear
go,
it, though.
"No, I'm sorry. This is what I don't like about him."
Yeah.
He's just kind of a blank slate to rap on.
Yes.
Okay, I'm done messing with the thing.
He's wanting to make. He's playing with our
Whoops.
tools during the show.
I'm looking at the setup. I'd be playing
MC's
with
got to
it.
go. He's crashing out because he's on a hamster on a wheel internet where he is.
MC, you're gonna miss out on getting to see the.
Take care, man.
To come. So.
Yeah. Are we gonna? So
I don't
I
think the
see.
sound went
Now
through.
let's talk about a game that you have at the end of the table here. Edge of
Edge
the
of the
Empire.
Empire.
Explain this. This is a beginner's game.
Edge of the Empire, the beginner's game, is the basic core of what you need to play the new Star Wars roleplay game. It comes with an adventure, the basic rules, and the dice that are required because this does not use the typical polyhedrons we're used to.
So you're not using 20. You're not talking 20 sides.
Well, it's got 20 sides, but it's got different here.
Oh, let me take a look at this.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at getting something. Whoa, knocked over my pop.
Actually,
I'm looking at getting something for my nephew. He's 11. I'm trying to get him something that actually he can.
Oh, I'm sorry, I got to.
Powered by Star Wars Dice, which you can get at the Apple App Store now.
yes,
Wow.
I have that app because it also has the X-Wing mini dice in it as well.
Chris,
Oh,
Chris, gimme.
No, I want to show this real quick.
Okay, I can show it. You talk.
Okay.
Pass this farther down. There's some awesome art.
Oh, Star Wars, the card
the Star
game.
Wars card game has all original art. It's got no film cells on the cards.
Is the Cliff Clavin card in here?
Oh God!
I gotta ask. I'm gonna ask because the guy gets 3 seconds in Empire.
Well, Snaggletooth.
Any of this stuff need to come back down that
Snaggletooth got
way.
less, and he was one of the most popular figures.
Yeah.
True.
So popular, they put out another one that was correctly to scale.
Exactly.
We all know the true unsung hero of Return of the Jedi was Prune Face.
Yeah, it was.
Any guy with an eye patch standing in the background.
Or R5.
He's kind of doing something, but you don't know what he's doing. But for some reason, there's just little markers on the wall.
Or hey, come on. You got to admit, Lando wouldn't have been able to take out the Death Star without.
Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly.
What the
How
hell
could they be
was that
cheating us
thing?
if they don't
Liam
know?
Numb, yeah.
If we're coming.
I mean,
But we get what's he doing?
That guy reminded me of a dude I used to know years ago. It's horrible to say, but he reminded me of somebody I
Yeah,
do.
that-
Well,
These
there's
big fat
someone
cheeks
like
was-
that in all the Star Wars movies. I mean, every person you can imagine is somewhere in Star Wars. That's why it's so popular. The minor characters become huge. Boba Fett, despite his appearance in the Christmas special, is ridiculously popular. R5D4, who his one job is to roll 3 inches and then explode. There is a
I remember that was like the most coveted action figure back in the 90s.
there's
the
a-
R5D4.
Yeah, and all it did was like it split in two and a little missile came out. And you're like, why is it shooting things?
There's a
course, I had, like,
Elseworlds
6
type
of them.
story where R5D4 is actually a Jedi named Skippy.
oh jeez.
Skippy the Jedi droid.
Skippy
This
the
is
Je-
when the expanded universe starts
Yes.
pissing me off.
Well,
All right.
at least it's not canon. It was
Well, I
written
mean-
as a joke story, unlike Tag and Binker Dead, which is awesome and canon.
I mean,
So-
it's like, what was it? Luke's clone is Luke. It's just like two
Yeah, that was pretty
U's.
lame.
Luke.
It's the only way you could tell.
Well, we're approaching the 55-minute. We're going to go ahead and take a break. But before we do,
He's
I'm
got-
going to plug something.
Oh, plug.
You know what I'm
something.
plugging? Did you see the thing?
Brony Fest.
No, the other thing. The thing where, you know.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
You see.
I'm going to go ahead and I know the Crumb brothers, who worked very hard on the Legions of Power series. Who they came on the show. We interviewed them, and
wasn't
one
there
of
that
us has gotten to be a superhero on the show. It's not Chris though. It's
Not me, because I'm busy.
And
working on
I wanted to try to play this clip mainly just to try to see if it works. So I'm going to go ahead and try.
Do you mind
out.
if I plug something out while you're doing that?
Go ahead because I can pause this.
Oh, wait a second. We might be able to hear it. Let's see if we can play it.
Hold
We can
on.
hear it?
I don't know if you can hear it, but it's definitely going to be able to see it. So I'm going to try to do this correctly so that people can see.
Hey, that's near my old place in Deep Ellum, man.
Transfer to the screen capture. Here we go.
There you go.
There we go.
Actually, that is that's near my old place in Deep Ellum. That's downtown. That's by.
It's just it's a 3-minute little clip. This is a little sample of the show, and this is raw, mind you. All the sound effects are not in.
That's him.
You know who that is?
Yeah, that's Mitten Man.
Are you gonna
That's his hero name, Mitten Man.
Are you gonna friggin' Mystery Science Theater my clip? Go right ahead.
Yes,
Don't-
you're gonna anger me.
Don't
Yes,
make.
we
Hey,
are.
hey, hey! I will kill you, Chris. This is my big moment here. Okay.
Oh, I have gloves.
Oh, come on! Have you actually watched it?
I
No,
watched-
you
I
haven't.
watched a little bit.
This is raw without all the. Oh, there's part of the effects, and the fight starts. So, but this is
I'll
Allegiance.
throw something at you.
This is Allegiance of Power. It's going to be episode 4 that's coming out. These guys got some good stuff going. Local filmmakers, man, we're always supporting them.
We like the local indie scene.
I've actually been helping them with some writing on their stuff too. What? You don't like this? No.
I don't mind it. It's not bad. It's pretty good, actually.
And I'm going to actually.
way better than a more recent one called All Superheroes Must Die.
Oh yeah.
I'm actually going to stop it before a.
A pivotal thing happens.
Yes,
You want to stop it now?
No, not now.
You're choking. They choked out a guy. Really?
No, he's getting his butt kicked. So anyway, yeah. So
That guy looked pretty dead though.
Yeah, he was kind of bleeding from the
no,
mouth.
he's okay. He's okay.
I bleed from the mouth at least twice a day. I'm sure he's just as fine as I am.
If we
But this
learned
is
anything
raw
from
without the
Heroes,
effects.
there
I
was
don't even
like
know
a-
if the sound is coming through
there,
yet,
buddy. You might
but-
want to get that checked out by a doctor.
Once Obamacare kicks in and I'm forced to have insurance, then I'll have insurance. As of now, I'll just
Okay.
I just suck it
I'm
up.
actually going to stop it before it gets to that pivotal
Stop
moment.
it, stop it.
Hold on. Wait. Give me a second. And
Mitten power.
bite me, Chris.
They call me Pyro.
Don't hate, Chris. Don't hate.
In the mood for a hot date.
I gotta have.
Don't hate.
I'm not hating.
All
Jason,
right.
Let me pitch something too, real quick.
Okay,
because-
there is no sound, so okay.
Okay, guys, I want to pitch something real quick to you guys. I do a little show on the side now. That's right, kids. I have
Oh
joined.
yeah.
I've joined Twitch TV. Ooh, yeah, exactly. That's right, kids. Joysticking is live. That's right. Normally, I would be doing Wednesday night joysticking, and I'll also be doing it on Saturdays as well. But, of course, tonight we're doing the show from here. So tomorrow night, joysticking, twitch.tv/SCNS Live.
Are you gonna actually invite your boy to do some joysticking or whatever?
I might if you're
Wait, I
nice.
didn't like how that sounded.
That sounds just a little whale.
That just sounds Rule 34 from here.
Yeah, that is a Rule 34,
Man, your
man.
boy's
So-
doing some joysticking.
So okay,
It's not
it
that
is
kind of
time for us.
joysticking.
It is the 7 o'clock hour. We're gonna go ahead and take a 10-minute break,
What are we going to do with 10 minutes?
and we're gonna come back and do some super cool nerd news.
Can I get one quick plug in?
Please do.
Every Saturday from 10 to 4 at Lone Star Plano is Star Wars Saturday. I run the RPG Edge of the Empire, the card game, and the X-Wing minis. So if people want to come up and play, learn to play, check it out, I will be here every Saturday from 10 to 4.
Awesome.
We can do it. Awesome, dude. Thank you.
All right, so we're going to break. We'll be back in 10 minutes, folks. It is SCNS Live at Lone Star Comics in Plano.
All right, let's hit it.
one God, and his name is death. And there is only one thing we say to death. Not today.
You either win or you die, that's the price of the game. And we only pray to death by saying, see the blade that I wield, that's Valerian steel. See the horse that I rode, see the banner I hold. Oh, win or die, that's the price of the game. And we only pray to death by saying, see the throne that I sit, see my family tree. Because they say the winter's coming, this is how it has to be in the game. 5 children, scions of the frosty bite. Dire wolves that hunt in the thick of the night. House of Stark, Winterfell, now the winter's come. King of the North, bow down, now war is on. They ride southwards, father's hand of the king. And bards sing great songs about his honor, though he sired a bastard. Who now guards the wall from White Walkers, blue eyes and dead that rise after. One controls an army, one lives in the streets. One sits at home and dreams of a raven with 3 eyes, bad omens, so you can't sleep at night. The other sees her father's head on a pike. And if the temp drops till the people see their breath, no, the banner never fell when the winter claimed his death. Yeah, Lord Stark was the man who left a legacy. Winter fell too soon, so now he's just a memory. You either win or you die, that's the price of the game. And we only pray to death by saying, see the blade that I wield, that's Valerian steel. See the horse that I rode, see the banner I hold. Oh, win or die, that's the price of the game. And we only pray to death by saying, see the throne that I sit, see my family tree. Because they say the winter's coming, this is how it has to be in the game. And so I wouldn't worry the price that war's incurring, because the Lannister always settles their debts with a boy who slays kings and a queen that breeds monsters. A little prince sleeping with whores inside his bed. It's a dirty business, though crowns is on their heads and gold is in their hair and silver is in their safe. With an army of lions and fire that lights the sky till all you see is blood red staring back in your face. Everything around these kings. Sleep in the west with something heavy on your chest. As the prince who became a king, it's a secret we can't confess. So he rules with an iron fist, merciless, a hound at his side to do his dirty biz. Yeah, House of Lannister, riches from your wildest dreams. Double cross to keep succession of the king. And those pretty faces hide the ugly that's beneath. You either win or you die, that's the price of the game. And we only pray to death by saying, see the blade that I wield, that's Valerian steel. See the horse that I rode, see the banner I hold. Oh, win or die, that's the price of the game. And we only pray to death by saying, see the throne that I sit, see my family tree. Because they say the winter's coming, this is how it has to be in the game. 2 left from the house that bound together the 7 kingdoms. A mad king just laughing. Brother and sister trying to return to the place so they can reclaim their right to fire and blood. Dragonborn who could walk through the flames and survive to come to lead the Dothraki to war. Who dabble in blood magic, crossing the narrow sea. Who struggle to see the rise of the dragons once more. Yeah, can't escape the Baratheon spies. Can't mistake silver hair and blue eyes. Can't control all the tribes in the wild. So a queen rose to take her place at the side of a warrior king. Where gold crowns are death and the dirt is their beds. To the victors go the spoils in the evilest way. Cause overseas there's a force rising up and every house has war on their breath. Cause that's the name of the game. You either win or you die, that's the price of the game. And we only pray to death by saying, see the blade that I wield, that's Valerian steel. See the horse that I rode, see the banner I hold. Oh, win or die, that's the price of the game. And we only pray to death by saying, see the throne that I sit, see my family tree. Because they say the winter's coming, this is how it has to be when the winter comes.
Wow, dude, you just cut that off at the best part.
I didn't know how to do. I'm still learning how to work the board. Hey, welcome back, guys. Insert coin, press start, and choose your player because it is hour 2 for the SCNS live crew. And what are you having problems with your headphones there?
I was putting my cans on, sir.
Can't.
Okay, you know what? We got a special guest here. I got to fire his mic up. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
We know this guy. He's not special.
You know our next guest. He's
Domo.
Yeah, that too. But he is the proprietor of all cool things in Irving, Plano, Texas. Rick Krulman.
What's up, man?
What up?
Well, he's been behind the camera
That's such
all
a
night.
metal name.
He
Krulman.
totally does have a metal name. I got to say that.
I mean, Cro-Magnon, you know. It's close enough. So what's this sweet nickname that we've come up for you now? Sweet cheeks, sweet ass. What?
I believe
Wait, is that me or him?
Sweet boy.
That's his.
No, that's not mine. The hell with
His
that.
His is Sugar Teats.
Okay, we are moving into hour 2, so I just want thoughts real quick
That's
on something.
splendid.
Because we did get that big trailer this week. We got the second trailer for
Oh,
Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3.
you know we also got the international trailer too, right?
Whatever.
Have you seen it?
It's the same damn thing.
Yeah, but they actually added more scenes into it, mainly primarily the Asian stars of the film
So,
that the
Indeed.
U.S. just obviously cut out.
Such a big year for Ben Kingsley with his role as Mazer Rackham in Ender's Game coming in November, which
Right.
also stars Harrison Ford, and of course as the Mandarin. I was kind of actually hoping that it would turn out that the big bad from the first Iron Man film, it was never quite resolved whether he was killed or not. I was hoping that he would be the Mandarin because they showed
That
the
would
rings.
kinda work, yeah.
that would kind of work.
Well, I look at it like this. Also, Ben Kingsley is going to be in the upcoming Vince Vaughn
Yes.
the internship. He is playing the guy they think is Charles Xavier.
Right.
And to hell with all
Yeah,
that.
you haven't seen this. You haven't seen the trailer of this? It's actually kind of funny.
How do we get from this? How do we get to this from Iron Man 3? I want thoughts. Iron Man 3 trailer. What do you think?
Okay, you want my honest opinion on the
Yes,
Iron Man 3
I do.
trailer? Okay, it's busy. It's a busy trailer.
It's a trailer.
It's busy. It's we don't get a lot of the plot. We don't get a lot of what's going on. We
It's
just
gonna
see
be,
we
it's
just
gonna
see
be Iron Man fighting the Mandarin. There's
we
your
just
plot.
see basically him rescuing again the thing we saw during the Super Bowl. Him basically rescuing the passengers of Air Force One after the attack. We see Stark's house in on the West Coast get destroyed.
Man, I hope Jarvis survives.
Jarvis will
As an
survive.
app.
He will survive as an app. He will. You know what? I need a Jarvis.
We all need a Jarvis.
We all need a Jarvis this place.
Shay is my Jarvis. You'll meet Shay later.
Shay, don't you mean Thomas Pynchon?
Thomas Pynchon, exactly.
Really?
Thomas Pinchface. Yep.
Okay, so we got you on mic here. So what's your thoughts on it, honestly?
Crowded, busy, like you say. I mean, it's another Marvel marketing masterpiece. It's kind of hard to develop full impressions because you're hoping that they're leaving something back. I was hoping that we would see more of the Demon in a Bottle storyline out of Iron Man 3 instead of just Insomniac Tony Stark. But I'm also a little concerned with some of the things I'm hearing about how he is playing coy about whether he's going to re-up for an Iron Man 4 or for an Avengers 2. I personally think that that's just him trying to tactically get his way to a bigger payday and probably a little more control, like as an executive producer.
Right.
Because I really don't think that anybody can fill that role at this point. He is Tony Stark.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's like going back and saying, of course, I'm gonna go back a few years. It's like, okay, well, we have Michael Keaton in 2 Batman films. Oh, let's do Batman Forever and
Val Kilmer.
Let's bring
Before
Kilmer.
he became a hedgehog.
Yeah, exactly. Dr. Meridian, do you like the Thurkus?
I'm going to kill myself.
What's okay? There's some weird man on man love over there. I'm just creeped out.
I mean, we're just a loving place, dude. I mean,
okay.
we're all bronies here. Let's be honest.
No, I was going to do a quick show on the camera here before we go to our first story. I love one shots. I love IDW one shots. They come out with some really fun stuff. Why didn't we see this before? Mars Attacks Kiss.
And this is what happens when you only show up once a month. I mean,
I know we've been meaning to come out again. We're sorry.
No, we love
like
having you. We love having
like
you.
you guys.
I
Oh.
can't believe this is a thing.
Well, they
It's
got Mars-
absolutely a thing.
Mars Attacks Ghostbusters.
Yep.
Oops, wrong
Hey,
thing.
well, Ernie Hudson's coming to town,
I know.
and are you gonna be in first in line to get an autograph from Ernie?
Probably not.
You don't-
No, probably not. I'll probably be like managing some sort of a retail business that weekend.
Oh,
and-
yeah.
I have to say though, I mean, I don't really care to see a Ghostbusters 3 with the original cast. I really at this point don't. I love what they're doing though with the new generations, the new Ghostbusters, where Annie Potts' character is the lead Ghostbuster, and that's a comic thing. They're on, I think. They're just on the first issue. Yeah, they're just on the first issue at this point. But I like that, and it kind of spins off a little bit from like the real Ghostbusters. That sort of
Yes, we have.
Oh, just stop.
Actually, I play it. It's kind of fun.
Very cool. Very cool.
Oh, I actually thought you'd just pull up the Ghostbusters theme just for.
Well, he did. He absolutely did.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a game for the iPad. It's free.
Should I Scooby Doo it? Should I Scooby Doo it, Fred?
Give me that. Sorry.
Oh,
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay. All right.
Did you actually put up any news stories this week, Chris?
I put a few up.
I don't see
I'm
anything
itching.
from you.
I'm itchy. Okay. Well, we put up a few.
Well, you go over there to your thing. That's your little device over there.
Okay.
This is mine.
I'm using a man's tool.
That sounded
That is
so
such
gay.
a. There is such a drop. That is such a drop in the making right there.
Oh my!
I never heard anybody. I got an iPad. It's a man's tool.
It's a man's tool, baby.
Without getting laughed out of a room.
Ain't that tough enough?
Good Lord.
Thank you, Jimmy Vaughn. Appreciate that. All right, let's go to the page.
All right, so what do you got?
What do I got?
I got something if you don't, so.
I've got a couple. Got a couple here. Let us read out one of my funny stories of the week.
Well, I wanted to say about. Hold on a second. It's here. It's here. Hold on. I
I
got
thought
it.
I posted some stuff here.
You posted
I do want to say. Unfortunately, we've lost a great member of the wrestling world.
Oh yeah.
That's
yeah.
right, folks. Percy Pringle, a.k.a. Paul Bearer, has passed away at the age of, 52?
No, was he
I think
52?
52, 54. He's in his 50s. He has just had a lot of health problems for a long time. I mean, his wife passed away here some years back with cancer.
He was 58. Sorry.
He was 58?
Real name William Moody.
William Alvin Bill Moody.
You know, he was actually he was 5'11". Wow, I didn't know he was that tall because I mean you always paired him up with the Undertaker. Oh, yes, he has passed on.
Yeah, he has gone on to the ethereal plane. Hopefully, the Taker ushered him there.
He's marching to the ring, right? He's marched that big ring up there.
Caesar's Palace in the sky.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. I'm wondering if him and what's his name will have a match here in the not too distant future.
Hugo Chavez?
I don't think he was a wrestler.
I was gonna say.
I would also like to add for that Hugo Chavez
I
thing.
wonder-
I have so many alibis that will attest to my whereabouts when he died. Okay.
Wait, you mean you weren't operating like the
No.
the
I
secret
was
cancer ray
I
in
was
space?
at work. I had
Cancer
nothing to do with
ray.
it, and I have many people that will go on record as saying they saw me there, and that's all I got to say.
Alrighty then.
They're called accomplices.
sounds like he's a little guilty about
Yeah,
something.
the alibi is just a little too free.
I'm just
Hold on, we
saying-
need to do the whole Law and Order thing. Dun dun
Dun dun dun dun dun
dun dun.
dun dun.
Okay,
dun, dun.
I got one.
Superior
100
Court,
Independence Parkway.
Part 42.
I got one to lead into, so I'm going to go ahead and bring up my screen here. But
Bring up your darn screen.
this comes from Gawker, but apparently Batman exists. Yes, a man dressed as Batman in northern England city of Bradford dropped off a criminal at the at the police station.
Batman can't be
He was in
whiny
a
dude.
badly dressed Batman suit, but I would like
That
he
makes him
brought
English,
in
all
a
right.
criminal. He brought a dude in. He did not. I mean, he wasn't. He didn't look like he had actually trained for the role, but he did bring in some dude. Why can't
Can
we
you imagine that interrogation? Where are my kippers?
Why can't we get?
Why is the weather so terrible?
Why can't we get somebody to go crazy and dress up as a superhero and bring a criminal in here? Okay.
Why is our food so bad?
Oh, come on. Oh, that's pretty bad. Anyway.
Oh God.
But dude, somebody dressed as Batman brought in a criminal. Come, you don't find that cool in the very least?
Not in England.
After I read the story and it turned out it was a prank. You didn't hear about that?
Did you just spoil this crap for me?
I'm sorry, buddy.
I am crushed.
Snopes, dude. Snopes knows
man.
it all.
Gotta hit
It was
Snopes.
it was a prank, really?
Yep.
Damn it!
A prank on a yank.
I've been gypped.
Can we
Again!
say gypped anymore?
Yeah,
Are we
I
allowed
do.
to? Is that offensive to gypsies? I mean, I'm just asking.
It's offensive to Geppetto.
It was a prank, really.
Do you want
everything.
I got a Russell Crowe story. You want to hear it?
Well, that was like the eagle picking up the baby. I thought that one was real too.
The
Tuggy.
eagle picked up the baby was real.
No, it was a prank too.
Did Russell Crowe buy Tuggy, the fighting tugboat?
Oh,
Tugger.
stop making fun of me,
He
South
likes
Park.
everyone.
Russell Crowe. Okay, this is also from Gawker. This actually is up today. I love the headline. This is from Natan's Zimmerman over there. He says, Russell Crowe spent all of yesterday trying to convince his Twitter followers that he photographed a UFO. So Russell Crowe and a friend of his installed a camera outside his office in the Sydney suburb of Woolloomooloo.
It was an unidentified fighting object.
Yes.
But Tugger.
It hit a phone. Hit it with a phone. Anyways,
I gotta find this. Oh, jeez.
With the intention, he had this with capturing footage of fruit bats rising from the nearby botanical gardens.
Fruit bats.
Fruit bats, right? Fruit bats. Remember,
Russell Crowe is
piracy
a
is
fruit
against
bat.
is not piracy is not a victimless crime as well. I'm sorry, I just saw the Wreck-It Ralph. It made me
Oh
laugh.
my!
Okay.
Had to throw that reference in.
But when Crow went to play back the video, he came across 3 sterling frames. UFO.
It was just Hugo Chavez's soul rising.
Oh God. Yeah, it is red. So
That's the last time we mentioned
it is
Hugo
a
Chavez on
communist
this.
soul. UFO he has is 825. The guy has 825,000 Twitter followers.
Oh my goodness!
Figure this guy would have more. Sorry for yelling.
Whoops.
I mean, he's not Katy Perry, dude. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Or Justin Bieber.
Have you read Katy Perry's description on what is it? On
She can
Twitter?
write? She can
Yeah.
write?
It says I kissed a girl in diddle or skittle. But
I
I
don't-
digress.
Seems like Skittle will be copyrighted.
That is a copyrighted word by the Mars Corporation.
Also, I don't
yes.
think that sound plays through when it's on the show, so I'm going to leave it up there.
So that would be
Okay.
S&M Mars.
So Russell Crowe has apparently lost his mind and he's seeing UFOs.
The images may be real, but
I mean,
do
is
they?
that breaking news?
Yeah, exactly.
That Russell
That
Crowe's
Russell Crowe
losing
lost
his
his
mind.
mind?
You know, I'm just waiting for him to go off the deep end like Robert Downey Jr. did.
Off of
in,
Tugga.
Off of Tugga.
Oh, jeez.
I'm waiting for him to go off the deep end and like Robert Downey Jr. did in what was it? Tropic Thunder.
I mean, I just want to see
Dying
kind of,
himself black.
I just want to see kind of like a celebrity death match between.
I'm so sorry that place.
What is that? I just want to see like
That's
a celebrity
somebody
death match
chatting with me.
between Sean.
Bring it down.
That was
We're
the
trying
Law
to-
and Order thing.
There.
That was the
Dun,
Law.
dun,
Dun dun
Do it. Do the Law and Order sounder.
dun dun.
I don't have it. I don't
Okay,
think
the
it'll play
images.
through.
Okay, here's the deal. The images may be real, but do they show a real UFO? Crow seems confident that they do. It sounds like one of the responders said it's probably a cartel light. So Russell Crowe, you know,
A drug cartel light.
yes. Hey, we're trying to do a show. Quit
It's-
talking to us,
it's
Linda.
Linda's fault.
Shush.
I'll bring it down a little bit more because I don't actually.
Totally
Let's
overdrawn.
just bring it down.
She made a Raul Julia reference there. She's totally overdrawn at the memory bank.
I mean,
I'll go to my phone.
Oh,
for this.
that's horrible, Matt. I watched that MST3K here recently. Oh, it still
it
is
had an
ba-
impact.
Yeah, it was. It was bad.
Maybe we'll all be like silhouetted. You know,
That's not a bad idea.
that's not a bad idea. Do a whole show like that.
I think we should do MST3K style very soon here.
We
I
totally
would
should
agree.
do that. I have this. I have the stuff we could do that.
We should do that with my new favorite movie, Battleship.
that we should.
Why is that your new favorite movie?
Dude, I can't help myself. I can't. I mean,
But you're a former Navy man, and you're sitting here saying you like that movie.
I mean, I was a submariner, so
I did, yeah.
we're a little off
But
because
seriously,
we're under pressure all the time, man.
Yo,
Dun, 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 dun,
That's
dun,
it. I'm done.
dun, 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 dun.
I'm done.
At least I didn't start and say, "All right, stop, corroborate, and listen."
Well, the amazing thing about this is you referred to these as cans earlier, and I appreciate that because this is actually what I used to do. I was a sonar technician. That's
Yeah.
what we called them. We're cans. So, and you know, being in the Clinton Navy, we didn't have much of a budget, so they were actual cans.
Pants. with 2 pieces of string coming out the side.
I want to know why you like Battleship. Seriously,
I just can't help myself, dude. It's for one thing. Okay, seriously now, I do admire the fact that they were able to work the basic strategy of the game into the movie. Like, did you notice that those like amazing like mines that were fired, okay, like look like the little pegs? I mean, I think that's just people are laughing at me here. Oh, I think that's amazing, and using the water displacement, you know, for the I'm ruining the movie for
No, you're just
the millions of you that haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody really cares.
That's like spoiling, dude. Where's my car? You know.
What's wrong with dudes? Where's my car? I can't say that with a
Dude,
straight face.
where's my
I can't say that
dude?
with a
Where's
straight
my
face.
car?
Okay, but also Taylor Kitsch, man, he gets a bad rap just because he's single-handedly sunk $400 million in movies between John Carter and Battleship. Battleship is not a bad movie, dude. It is the movie that Michael Bay would make if he had talent.
Yes, it would.
So
It would be the same movie that would it be? But the question is, would it be better than Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with a Megan Fox in it?
I mean, I think you just gave me cancer. So
I don't see how that happened after the
Is
whole.
it terminal, buddy?
How did Michael
I mean,
Bay
it might be.
hire her?
It might be. Depending
After-
on whether we keep talking about it or
But
not.
after the whole debacle with the Transformers: Dark of the Moon and her getting kicked off the movie while it's filming, how the hell does he bring her back for April O'Neil?
Because I
he's
think
clearly shagging her. I mean,
I wonder if Brian Austin
is that
Green
libel?
knows.
Is that slanderous?
Hey, I wonder if Brian Austin Green knows, man.
That's the only reasonable explanation I have for it.
Yeah, did you ever see that show that he's doing on TBS? The show where he plays in the band,
I've heard
Wedding
of it.
Crashers,
I've
Wedding
heard of it.
Singers,
Wedding Singers. Yeah.
Wedding Singer, which is just really, I'm like, a wedding
Wedding
band.
Band,
That's
Wedding
right.
Band, that's right.
And you know who else they also have in there? They have Harold Purnell Jr. They had Link from Matrix Reload and Revolutions in it.
Well, he was also in Oz.
Oh, that's right.
He played Professor X.
That's right, Professor X, the man that rolls in there, tells us about the universe every episode.
Exactly.
He's in space with his wheelchair.
He was like the Black Seinfeld. You ever notice that? 'Cause he was just like, man, stuff's effed up. Just like Jerry Seinfeld was always like, hey, what's up with that?
Oh, what's up with that? Who are all these people kidding? There was a shaking in the shower. I can't believe it.
I mean, I didn't realize his voice was that high, but
Yes, it was.
yeah. See, he should have done the George Takei thing, where
Oh,
you drop your voice so no one knows that you're a homosexual.
So
I also
Bye.
dropped the soap in the shower
Oh,
at Emerald
right,
City.
family show.
Moving
family
back
show.
to news
Oh, hold
now
on, hold
with
on.
the- what you got?
Well, no, just on the subject of homosexuals.
Oh, why are you slagging on Archie like that, man?
I'm not. I'm slagging on Glee.
we're gonna lose some viewers
on
off that
Glee. No. Look,
Is that
my
the-
wife,
Why is
one of
why
my
is
wife's
this
favorite
crossover
shows.
happening?
One of my wife's favorite shows.
Kids coming in.
And
Hi, buddy. Thanks for coming.
but are we going to talk at all about new comics that I want?
We have
to
to
Let's talk about the new
or-
comics you're
Okay,
going to show
all
us.
right, all right,
Show us new
awesome.
comics.
All right, so I'm gonna
We'll have a lot
hold
of
off.
news
I'm
this
gonna
week.
hold off on this for a moment or two. There's some really cool stuff out this week. Fred was on it earlier talking about Oz. Okay, so we have the brand new. I've got two line plays sitting in each other's laps. This is so special. So Road to Oz, number 6, and if I can give a plug out to Andy Hirsch, who's a local graduate a few years ago from Plano West, and he's an artist now, and he's worked on Royal Historian of Oz. He's also done covers for Adventure Time, and he's going to be in on Free Comic Book Day, which is coming up on Saturday, May 4th. Hopefully you guys are
We
gonna
will be
for that.
here.
We can come back for that.
We'll be here.
You can absolutely come back for that.
Awesome.
Okay, let's see here. What else have we got this week?
Come on.
Hellboy in Hell. In
I'm
Hell.
gonna
The
go ahead and
final,
put the
the final
camera on
issue.
him. There we go.
It's not the final issue. How many are there left? It's okay. Hellboy in Hell is ongoing. Okay. All right. Helheim #1. This is one of the new debuts that I'm really interested in.
Oh, an Oni Press book, too.
Yep.
Very nice.
Great Pacific, which envisions the future when there's a island of garbage and plastic recyclables in the Pacific that is actually colonized and becomes its own nation. Future sci-fi.
Isn't that how
preview
Chicago
coming
was
attractions.
Dude, that was
the
the plot
musical?
line to Escape from L.A.
It kind of was. It kind of was. Age of Apocalypse. Age of Apocalypse out of Uncanny X-Force. So
Oh,
fantastic.
Nice. Very nice. And, of course, you got fan favorite on the front.
Yes.
God dang it.
Give.
You had something
Give.
else you wanted.
Old Timers is just a pain,
Oh,
isn't it?
God, Old Timers just kicked in. And is somebody calling me on my phone?
Dun, dun.
God. I'm sorry, guys. I'm having a bad day.
Not a bad hair day, though.
Gimme. Sorry.
It's like having a child.
Star Wars Dark Times. This is amazing. Anybody remember in let me show that to you. Sure. Anybody remember in episode 3 when Anakin killed all the younglings? Some of them escaped. Some of them survived, and in the
Horrified,
wake-
but they escaped.
in the wake of Order 66, Vader is hunting them down one by one. So that is amazing. We have the new Walking Dead magazine.
All right.
Most popular show in cable
It's
television
got
history.
Merle on
got
the.
this.
It's got Merle on the front,
It
or at least
does.
half of them.
Merle.
You know, the only thing that
Dixon Brothers.
I'm loving
He looks
Walking
kinda
Dead.
haggard.
I'm loving Walking Dead, but why does everything I watch on AMC have to remind me that they play Walking Dead? If I'm watching a movie, it's like you get that little blurb and
Yeah, you get or hey, they even did it during Mad Men for a while.
I can't believe I made a Merle Haggard joke and it just went right by.
Oh, I'm
Anyway.
sorry. You got Bleeding Cool.
The new Bleeding Cool magazine. And I also wanted to mention, Fred was in here a little while ago talking about Age of Ultron, the awesome chromium cover, but we also have the classic white.
Ooh.
nobody cares.
which
That's not
isn't-
shiny.
Well, but it's great for signatures when you go out
And
to
the
cons.
Alright.
and
Like, for
maybe
example,
a sketch.
right? Like, for example, there's a con coming up. I've heard that somebody's going to be out there.
Oh, who would
What?
that be, sir?
Well, I thought that would be you guys.
We're going to be at a con. Oh, yeah, we've got plenty of stuff like that
Yes.
coming up.
Who's going to be at this con, Jason? Tell me from the list. Can you tell me who's going to be there?
What con are we talking about? We talking about
Oh, are we talking all con on Saturday?
Well, I was talking about Alcon Saturday, but
all con on Saturday. Oh, should I go ahead and plug that?
Yeah, shameless plug.
seems
Okay,
it's a
if you're
segue.
going to be at all con on Saturday, which is going on this weekend in Addison at the Crown Plaza
Saturday
Hotel.
is going on.
That
this
is
weekend.
going on this weekend, yes.
Saturday at 5 p.m. there will be a podcaster summit, and yours truly, they have asked to be on the panel.
Well, they've
I
asked-
have no idea why, because
I'll tell you what. Say good things about us, and I'll buy you a
Transformer.
that, and I'll buy you a hotel hamburger.
You
too.
guys are so handsome and sexy.
Thank you.
I am totally
Dude,
ready
I've
to
lost
do
7
this.
pounds.
Oh my!
I've lost some weight, actually.
Very good.
That's right. Actually, I'm
The
trying.
flu works, dude. As a diet.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people call it the flu in some places.
Some people call it a tapeworm.
I was gonna make a.
What else you
I was
got?
gonna make a bad joke, but I'm gonna just pull back.
What else you got over
Pull
there?
out.
Novelization of Marvel Civil War, which anybody who follows the Marvel Universe a couple of years ago, that was the ultimate crossover event. This is what I am hoping will be the basic storyline for the Phase 3 of Marvel Cinematic Universe movies.
We can only hope.
We can hope. Also want to plug a few of the graphic novels and compilations that have come out this week.
Okay.
Danger Girl, one of my personal favorites.
With G.I. Joe.
Crossing over with G.I. Joe. Have to know a little bit about G.I. Joe, but knowing is half the battle. Valiant's first
Scarlett's
compilation.
in it.
Yeah. Valiant's first compilation of Archer and Armstrong is out as well. Everything that Valiant is doing right now is just amazing. We've also got Grant Morrison's Joe the Barbarian, which is compiled in trade paperback form. Hit Girl.
Kick-Ass 2 Prelude, Hit Girl.
Yep. In hardcover for the first time, and this is my
Frank
favorite.
Frazetta.
Frank Frazetta, rest his soul. Departed us last year. Last year, right, or the year before?
I believe so.
I was last year, yeah.
And just absolutely amazing, oversized hardcover volume. The Frank Frazetta sketchbook.
I got to look at this real quick.
That's fantastic.
Well, I will say Frank captured a lot of Edgar. He did a lot of Edgar Rice Burroughs stuff. A lot of sketch of that because you've got Tarzan the Ape Man on here.
Yep.
Love that. And he was a fan of the female figure.
He was a fan of human physiology generally.
It's one of my favorite quotes from the Venture Brothers. When he says, "What is your costume? Did Frank Frazetta design that?"
What
Talking
episode
about
was
Dr.
that?
Girlfriend.
Oh, that's right.
When she was Lady Etheria.
He
Venture Brothers reference. Yes.
Very nice. But Frazetta influenced, an entire generation, more than a generation of artists, and really brought a certain legitimacy, I think you would say, to comics as an art form.
Oh, absolutely.
For the latter half of the last century. So, yeah, he is missed.
Oh yeah, he is missed, and we could use this Frazetta this generation. Really, we really could.
The world needs a Frazetta.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they start
We
giving
need plenty
artists
boobs.
credit.
And a Superman.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned the Civil War that you hope the Civil War novelization that you hope goes into Marvel's Phase 3.
Mm-hmm.
But we actually got a rumor killer this weekend, and I would think it was from a pretty credible source. This comes from superherohype.com. But rumors begin to circulate the Avengers sequel was going to see the Hulk being shot into space, maybe starting the Planet Hulk storyline. And there's been a lot of rumors flying around about it. But somebody went to Avengers writer and director Joss Whedon and asked him. And in an interview with IGN, Whedon said, "Well, I'm really not supposed to comment, but no, that's nonsense." So there you go, folks. Take it for what it is. It's Joss himself has said no dice on a Planet Hulk
Sorry,
storyline.
guys.
Can I say I think that's a good call? Because
I think so, too.
Planet Hulk would require almost no Mark Ruffalo at all, at least recognizable.
Yeah, it'd be very minimal.
They could come up with that special what if issue. What if he landed on Planet Hulk and he didn't become the Hulk?
Oh, what if Marvel started doing a what if series?
I
A what if movie series?
Put that on TV, like Marvel Twilight Zone.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll go for that.
I'd watch it. I would definitely watch it. I'd like to see what if the Punisher became Spider-Man, or what if
Or what if Deadpool didn't suck?
Why is everybody bagging on Deadpool recently?
I don't know.
Look,
Because
the
it's not as
13-year-old
good,
the
that's why.
13-year-old boy in me loves Deadpool. Unfortunately, I'm 41, so
Okay.
Although the new trailer for the game did come out,
Well,
and I'm all set for that game.
And there's, as I was mentioning earlier, it's like there's been two classes of just thought on that whole deal. There's some people are saying, oh yeah, it's just they're being silly. They're doing typical Deadpool, and then there's that class of, well, this is disrespectful to the character, and it's like
It's Deadpool.
it's Deadpool. There was a guy on
getting a
Kotaku
game, so-
earlier giving a whole commentary, going a whole critique. I was like, dude, it's a freaking
I
game.
mean, it's like being disrespectful to a Kia. I mean, is that possible?
Fecal
I'm
matter
glad you mentioned Kia. I was going to say Yuga.
Horrible.
That was actually my first thought, but I figured like half of our audience wouldn't know what a Yugo was. They think we were
What's
talking about
Yugo?
Chavez again.
Okay, that's it. No more Chavez, damn it.
Yes, I win the prize. 3 Chavez
I want
references
to
in one
read.
show.
What is he saying? I want to read some Adventure Time comics, and he kills most of them.
Oh, I don't know where Thor went with that. I stopped.
Okay, speaking of, I see you got Winter Soldier there on the pile.
I do have Winter Soldier, and
Ooh.
hugely looking forward, by the way, to Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Yep, that's definitely on the pile. I have to say, I like an awful lot of what Marvel's doing right now. But one complaint that I have, and this may be quibbling, is the quality of the covers. I don't know if anybody in the audience has noticed this, but recently the covers for Marvel kind of resemble like a Newsweek magazine cover, and we all know how that worked out for Newsweek.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I really kind of think that a comic book, especially one that okay, you don't judge a book by its cover, right? But let's be honest. In comic books, okay, the cover, there's usually a lot of like iconic poses and stuff like that. But there's also these fantastic cover illustrations where it leads you into the story. I mean, the Action comics with Superman on the cover, holding up the car, okay, and people are saying, well, what's happening here? I mean, that's a question that leads you right into the story. Man, you got to show that off. You got to have it on glossy paper, a little bit thicker, a little bit higher quality.
It seems like they're kind of just. Do you think
having
do you think Marvel
having 2 comics of different companies here and actually comparing the Marvel cover, he's absolutely right.
thinking about Marvel in particular? Do you think Marvel is just, since they've been focusing more on their cinematic universe, they're just sort of tapped out on the comic side of things? I mean,
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to be inside the editorial room. It really is. I mean, what I can say is, it seems to me that Marvel should be flush with cash right now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're being bankrolled by Disney, and the Avengers has proven that you can create a comic book movie that is not super serious and can be successful internationally and not just in the United States. I mean, you would think that they would be putting a little more money into it. I know that Marvel has a lot of overhead in terms of the creative talent. They've got a lot of long-term contracts with writers, creators, artists, but guys, put a little bit more on the page. Just a little bit more on the page.
Right, I
DC's
agree with
doing
you.
that.
Well, DC has been,
And
and this is where I've gotten in this discussion with folks recently, and I said and of course we were talking about will a Justice League film ever come together?
I don't think
I
it
got
has to.
something on that
I don't think
next.
it has to.
I got something on that next. So
Okay, but it's like I see DC is actually doing pretty well with their apparently supposed to having some fun over here at the Dabo table.
Nerds gone wild.
As long as they just keep their shirts on. Yeah. All right. But no, and this is a discussion I had with somebody a while back, is that, with DC, its 52 relaunch, the books have been most of them pretty solid.
I mean, it's like 80-20.
80-20. Whereas, with Marvel, it's like, and of course, DC has been having a problem getting a cinematic universe together. Whereas Marvel, some of their more recent titles, they're okay. I give them about a 60-40.
I mean, I'll read anything Matt Fraction's doing. For
Exactly.
Marvel,
But their cinematic universe has been real solid.
Yep.
Save, Fantastic Four or anything like that.
Right.
But it's been a lot more solid than DC. So I think both are kind of on the opposite ends of each of those spectrums.
They absolutely are. I mean, one of the things that I love about what DC did with the New 52 is, they're really putting the stories and the consumer first. One of the problems that we've had in this age of celebrity content creators and comics is that you sign people up to more or less vanity projects, and a lot of times they don't follow through with it. They don't get along with somebody on the editorial board.
See Kevin Smith.
Right, exactly. Well, but okay, he's a whipping boy, but I mean there are other a lot of other examples. But one of the things that DC has done with the New 52 is they've said, look, we are delivering comics on time every single month. We're going to have 2 months in the can so that we can make sure that the process does not get interrupted and that consumers can count on the third Wednesday of every month you're going to see Detective Comics, for example. And I think that's fantastic. It's not that I don't think that creators should have a little bit of leeway. It's just that I think that there needs to be some respect for the end consumers. It's us
and-
in the public that are actually financing.
And
them,
you're
ultimately.
not and you're preaching to the choir and the converted here for all intents and purposes. I mean, I hate using Kevin as a whipping boy, but I have to agree with you. It's like a book gets delayed because it's like JMS on his run with Superman before they flipped over to New 52.
Right.
JMS was delayed on a couple of stories. So, well, what was that one issue they had to rerun
They
a
had-
crypto story?
Right.
They had to pull a crypto story from like 2 years previous.
Right, and put it in the hopper. Yeah, just
And
have
I'm
something published.
sorry, that's just.
I mean, it's desperate. At least they put the issue out. But
I
you
know. In fact, I want to. I do want to talk one thing with you. We talked a little bit last week. Speaking of books in the hopper and Superman and DC in particular, Adventures of Superman. Apparently,
Right.
there has been a delay in the Orson Scott Card story, which somebody we know was kind of got some national attention on that.
Oh, has he ever?
Oh yeah.
From a Facebook post.
Yeah,
That's all
from one on his own page, and it just kind of blew up.
This has been bubbling for a long time.
I know,
It
and I
has.
want to get your thoughts as a shop manager and selling product, and especially somebody who seems to believe who is in the tenets of free speech and believes in the First Amendment. What's your take on this whole deal?
Well, I'll just say this:
put him on the
if
spot.
I were
I'm not putting
to
you on
no,
the spot.
actually, this is interesting because I have this conversation probably about once every 3 or 4 days. No, that's fine. But it's given me an awful lot of opportunity to think about this. Look, if as a consumer or as a businessman, I were to alienate myself from all of the content that was created by people who I disagreed with on some level, I would have nothing to sell and nothing to read. That being said, this is kind of an awkward match right now, I think, for DC, because DC has been really on the forefront of expanding their universe in their comic books to include alternative lifestyles.
Oh, yeah.
For example, Catwoman and Voodoo.
or to Green Lantern,
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it seems like it seems like they were setting themselves up for controversy. On the other hand, Orson Scott Card is an absolutely seminal figure, not just in comic books, but in all kinds of literature. In science fiction, we've got Ender's Game coming out that I mentioned earlier.
Right. Yeah.
Here's what I want to say. I think that any artist's work ought to be judged on the merits of the work,
Okay.
and that an artist as an individual needs to be judged on the merits of their personal life.
And that is absolutely, I agree with you on that. Absolutely, 100%. I think the thing is, and I got into my views a little bit on Orson last week. I look at it like this: what you put out on there on paper, especially with Superman, who's a seminal character, who is, of course, you're wearing the last son of
bought this at Lone
Krypton
Star
shield
Comics
here.
Games.
I respect that, and I look at it as Superman as one of those seminal characters that is about truth, justice, even the American way still to a degree. He's about protecting everybody, not just, one class of people. He's about taking care of everybody.
Yes.
And I think what happened is with this, Card has expressed some personal beliefs that, and I will admit he has the right to agree. He has a right to say, this is America. We're not in an oligarchy here.
You were mentioning the First Amendment. That's kind of what it's all about.
It's all about,
Right.
exactly.
So-
And but I don't necessarily have to agree with him on this. And I think personally, I may not. Of course, now DC, they've lost an artist on this. They're trying to replace it. It's caused a bit of a domino effect with this. And I'm going to say it about Card. I necessarily may not, I've read his Iron Man work. I've read Ender's Game. And we talked about this a little last week too, is how are they going to promote Ender's Game with his name tied to it?
That's a really
That
interesting
is going
question.
to be a real minefield for them. So, but, it's then again, I agree. There's some writers out there that I've read their books, and, I've read some of their politics. I'm like, well, I don't necessarily agree with them, but, I have to sometimes take myself out of that and read their stuff. I'm a little different on. I know it's hard. It really is hard.
One of the things is as well, and one of the things I was going to say on the other hand, people internalize what art and creative pursuits mean to them,
Right.
and it's a very personal thing. When you have a book that has been a part of your life, or a comic book that has been, I mean, let's be honest, the last 60 years in comic books have been a tapestry of that art form, of that medium, pushing forward society in terms of progress, our acceptance. I mean, X-Men, perfect example. What was that a parable of? It was a parable of otherness, social acceptance. Okay, and this has been one of the primary purposes in a meta sense, in a philosophical sense, of the medium for the last 50, 60 years.
Right.
One of the reasons why it's so loved and so influential. I mean, it's not just about seeing people fly around with incredible powers wearing spandex. I mean, this is something that's very important.
No, the spandex is kind of cool.
Spandex can be kind of cool, but no capes. No capes.
No capes. Sorry.
But people internalize their the when something impacts you, it becomes a part of you.
Right.
And so I absolutely understand the conflict here.
But also, it wasn't so much, and I know I was kind of quiet on this, but it wasn't so much his views as how he presented them. Right. It's one thing to disagree with something, but when you instantly just over the top demonize, it's kind of like. You kind of don't look at that person in the same way. If they present a valid argument, it's one thing. Okay, well, that's your opinion. That's your views. That's another thing altogether. But when you do that over-the-top, end-of-the-world thing, it really nullifies the strength of your argument.
Well, reasonable people can disagree, but once you point your finger in somebody's face and you say, but you are unacceptable, man, you've lost the argument.
Exactly.
And that's what's happened.
And that is what happened. I mean, I've enjoyed Orson Scott. Ender's Game was one of my favorite books.
I loved.
But to actually, and for me, it was kind of like one of those things where when you actually see it, this person kind of said it in that way, you kind of just like drop jaw, like, oh,
it kind of hits you. It hits you in the gut a little bit, And when you read, and I'm not gonna get into it because it's already been talked about numerous times.
Yeah,
but
I disagree with Chris on plenty of things, but I don't want to him to ever go away or something like that.
But this is an important.
Well, fine, sir.
Get your ass out of here.
But you know what? Okay, but this is an important conversation, and it's not just about comics, because this is really raising the question as a society about, okay, when you are a person of influence in society, culturally, politically, philosophically, intellectually, okay, do you have a moral responsibility to the consumers of what it is that you create or advocate or put out there?
And again, that brings up, wow, yeah, exactly. And the thing is, to me, I look at it like this, is that you have the right to an opinion, whatever you want. I mean, you can say that I don't like certain people because their eyes are blue, or they have.
Sounds like a Star Trek episode.
Yeah, exactly. Or it's like, okay, well, this I don't like this person because one side of their face is black, the other side is white. You know what I'm talking? Exactly. But
Frank Gorshin, right?
Yeah, exactly. I still one of the best episodes.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And we are going to get the snooze in before.
All right.
The
Do you want to? Okay, but
I know we got onto a really touchy subject too. And
you know what though? Again, it's an important subject.
It is an important subject.
But you know what? The most important subjects are touchy. Okay,
this is true.
And Feely.
Right, and there are pivot points in the history of society where there's something that's uncomfortable to be talked about. And everybody kind of wants to close out and let's just preserve the status quo. I'll go ahead and write something you pay money for, and you don't ask too many questions of me, and I won't inflict my opinions on you. But you know what? At some point, you got to have the conversation. If you're not going to have it with the person in front of you, then you're going to have it with your kids, or they're going to have it with their kids. So I think that it's important for us to approach the touchy subjects as a society, because that's the only way that we ever learn anything.
I touched something.
Yeah, sound just dropped out for me just a little bit.
Dorcas Sprinkle here has been messing with the board all day.
Dorcas Sprinkle, is that a My Little Pony character? Ah, there we go.
No, Dorcas Sprinkle was Deathless Shrimp's alias if he had to check in a hotel.
Oh,
Dorcas Sprinkle.
Gosh,
yeah.
Detlef Shrimp.
Deathless Shrimp.
I have something that
the German before Dirk Nowitzki.
Here's going to be a okay. Here, want to talk touchy subject. Here's one that's kind of touchy with me right now, and this is going back to news.
It's my facial hair, isn't it?
No.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy.
We have been confirmed with another cast member for X-Men Days of Future Past.
Oh, this is touchy, real touchy.
Halle Berry is rejoining the cast of X-Men for Days of Future Past. Are we willing to let her back into a superhero movie after Catwoman?
I'm asking if we're willing to let her back in another movie after that one that she's got coming out soon from WWE.
No, we're not going into that. I'm just going to go. I'm going to go on record as saying that nothing that ever comes out of WWE films will get anything like award-winning, or I don't think anything good on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that right now.
Well, okay. So what you're saying is, as what is
WWE
it,
films are crap.
the Marine 3 is not award-winning entertainment.
I'm going to go say all the Marine movies were crap. Okay,
Even the one with John Cena.
especially the one with John Cena.
You watch your potty mouth, Mister.
You
He's trash. Oh yeah.
you stop denying the truth. That movie was crap.
family
okay?
show.
Hey,
come
you
on.
can't see me, man. Okay.
Oh God. Anyway, but yeah,
Is that
she
a serious question? Are we going to let her back into the X-Men franchise?
She is apparently.
Is that a
Brian
serious
Singer,
question?
Brian Singer himself has confirmed that she is going back to the franchise of X-Men.
That's like
as
letting.
the role, as
that's
of
like-
course Storm.
that-
Did she really do a bad job as Storm though?
She had bad writing.
She had bad writing.
Was I the only one that wanted her to speak just a little bit more proper, like Storm? You know, kind of. Very,
I'm Storm. You wanted to
I
speak
always
more like
picture
Oprah.
I always pictured no.
I always pictured Angela Bassett as Storm, to be honest.
Yes.
Now Angela Bassett,
Or
in
Gina
that
Torres.
I was going to say Angela Bassett in What's Love Got to Do with It, or Angela Bassett in the movie with Martin Lawrence when he tries to kill him.
Angela Bassett in Strange Days.
Dude, what about
Even better.
Gina Torres as Storm?
Gina Torres has already played Wonder Woman, so I think she might be able to pull it off.
What the? It was an animated film.
And also
Okay.
DC Universe Online as well.
Okay, but here's a question for you. Okay, I'm going to turn this question back on itself.
Okay.
All right,
Go
I'm going to turn your little plan back on
All right.
itself. All right. So we're asking if Halle Berry should be allowed back into a superhero role, right?
Yeah, I don't think we
Okay.
really have an opinion on this. It's already been-
Would we be asking the same question if it were Ben Affleck that were going to, let's say, direct in or write or star in a Justice League movie? Would we say, "Oh, Daredevil, no, you're out of there"?
Or would we say Argo? and
Argo,
say,
I would
"Bring
say
it
I
on"?
would pull his Argo work for that, man, because Argo was good.
Speaking of that movie and my other news story for the week,
Tell us your story.
okay, now I know I made a pretty hefty bet if the Justice League movie is actually good
He's
of
gonna
something
wear a
that I would do
tutu.
of something that I would do on the show. But honestly, do we?
I'm worried.
We've got a lot of speculation coming out of this movie. We've got Jeff Johns is writing the script. We've got the script has been scrapped. We've got Nolan and Bale are going to be in it as Superman and Batman. We've got rumors that big-eared guy, Joseph
Big-eared
Gordon-Levitt, is going to play Batman. Do you think is this misdirection by the studio, or do you think they have nothing? So far?
I think honestly, I think we could take an adaptation of James Patterson's Zoo and it would be a better film than this.
They're planning on putting
I'm
this.
sorry, I just had to pull
head-to-head.
it out. Plus, you had the graphic novel right down there.
We do.
But they are putting this head to head against Avengers 2, right? This is a summer 2015 release, correct?
I mean, if you believe the rumors.
Do they really think that if they have nothing so far that they're going to actually be able to go toe to toe
I think you're spitting in the wind, man.
Yeah,
with
here's
Joss Whedon and
here-
Avengers 2?
Here's what I think. I think that DC's got stars in their eyes. They're looking at the bank for the Avengers, and they're saying, "Hey, we want one of those." Okay, and really, who grew up with Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Superman, Batman wouldn't want a Justice League movie. But that being said, you can't put something together like this just because you know you're going to make money at it.
Exactly.
You've got to do the
It's a cash
characters
grab,
first. You got to do the characters first. The reason why the Marvel let's turn the clock back 1 year. Okay?
Go ahead.
Turn it back.
Marvel Cinematic Universe, all right? Hugely aspirational, but let's be honest. There were two bona fide financially successful movies that led up to the Avengers.
Yes.
There was Iron Man, there was Iron Man 2, which was less financially successful than Iron Man. You had a very disappointing in terms of revenue and in terms of popularity Incredible Hulk, even though Edward Norton did a great job and it was a fine movie.
Yes, it was.
Thor was only marginally profitable, and even though it was a fantastic movie, and I think it was brilliant bringing a Shakespearean actor and professional in there to do essentially a Shakespearean movie in a fantasy science fiction universe, Thor did not make a lot of money, and Captain America also was just modestly kind of popular.
It was modestly successful. It did well.
It took the Avengers. It took $682 million at the box office to convince now we know that Marvel and Disney knew what they were doing. So, but the reason why that worked is because you took a character that had not previously been explored in the film. You took Iron Man. Let's dial the clock back 7 years. Iron Man was a second, probably a third-tier comic character.
Right,
That's
exactly.
But they did that in and of itself. They created a closed universe for Tony Stark. They made it work. They made it relevant. They made it real. They made it accessible. And then that allowed them to do everything else.
From the moment that Samuel Jackson said Avengers Initiative, the fans were in there for that. It's pretty much like at that point, as a fan in the movie theater, I went, all right, I'm here for whatever you put out between this and that between now and when that movie comes out.
I think what it was the bait to reel in the big fish, you know.
Right. But they understood the characters, and they made the characters accessible and important, and that you cared for them individually before melding them together.
Exactly.
And they did it very slowly. That's what DC needs to do.
And why do they think that they're suddenly going to be able to bring this movie to the screen? I mean, because Nolan didn't want any part of the Justice League universe in Batman Begins universe. So why do they really? I mean, it almost seems a bit arrogant that they think they're going to, just because they put in Justice League on screen, that we're going to flock to it to watch it. But at the end of the day, if this thing turns out like Green Lantern,
or worse, it turns out to be like
or Jonah Hex.
Oh no! I was going to say something even worse. If it turns out to be Roger Corman's Fantastic Four,
which I just recently bought at a con.
Why would you mention that?
It was horrible.
It was amazing. The thing makeup was fantastic. But okay. So you asked why
Gives
be
me
so
hives.
You asked why be so. It probably gave the actor hives too. You asked why be so arrogant. Some arrogance is actually deserved. I mean, okay, look at the balance sheet. Okay, so DC has a 75-year property in Superman. How many countless billions of dollars has that earned in merchandising? My God, Superman is one of the iconic symbols of America to the world. It's a generational thing. Some arrogance is earned, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't approach the audience, as I was saying earlier, about respecting your customers,
exactly,
with reverence and humility. One of the great things about this, and I know people have a diversity of opinions about Christopher Nolan and whether the Dark Knight trilogy was actually Batman. One of the great things about Christopher Nolan is that he has managed to reinvent a 70-year-old character, a 70-year-old property, and make him relevant to this world that we live in.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And he's going to try to do the same thing with Man of Steel. What a ballsy move that is to
yeah.
redefine an American icon for this generation and to say that Superman can be malleable.
Well, him and Zack Snyder, and I gotta give credit where credit's due. I mean, I like Zack. Honestly, I've liked him since 300. Yes, I liked Watchmen. I'm one of those rare people that actually liked Watchmen.
Watchmen was faithful but not inspired.
Yeah, I mean, sure, it didn't have the big squid, but it was a good movie. I know everybody's going to complain about that.
I actually like how he updated the ending. I would have preferred to have seen maybe Watchmen updated to this generation because I don't think that the under 25 crowd cared anything about seeing Reagan's America on screen.
Or excuse me, it was Nixon's America.
Well,
Nixon.
Well, it went through that period, but you could have updated it very easily to Desert Storm and the current geopolitical tensions.
Oh, yeah.
And the current kind of culture of paranoia and fear. I mean, I think that could have been done very well.
Oh, absolutely.
And he could have kept the giant squid.
Oh, yeah. But I look at it like this. I mean, of course, even to a degree, Sucker Punch, not bad.
Sucker Punch was an ambitious movie. It didn't quite work for me.
I'd call it, it's Saturday afternoon popcorn movie. It's.
The film that Sucker Punch actually reminds me of the most is Dreamscape.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. But there was no Dennis Quaid.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
No Dennis Quaid and no Christopher Plummer as the president.
But a high concept movie.
It was
that
good.
Uses cutting edge visuals in order to tell a narrative on several levels.
I love you pull out Sam Shepard for this. Right. I was shocked. It's like, wow, guy of his caliber in that film. Oh, have a good evening, sir.
Oh
yes.
yeah, because we are approaching the end of the show. So
well, this has been a fantastic
show.
Thank you for coming over again.
I love when we actually have a discussion like this.
And I'm also glad that we actually have our stuff working this time.
And I want to go ahead and this show is recorded. It will be up on the YouTube channel. Go ahead,
Very
check it
soon.
out there.
And you should all thank your lucky stars that there's not time for me to do my Metallica Scooby Doo songs.
Quick,
that's coming soon.
Turn mic off. No, I'm just kidding. No,
we'll do it after the show.
Rick Cromack, you always do an amazing. Just you treat us greatly.
Yeah,
every
you make
time
us feel
we
welcome.
greatly
I love coming
appreciate
down
it.
here.
We love coming here. We see you out at the shows all the time. We see you at the local cons. Are you going to be at any of the? Will you be at all cons?
Sadly, I won't be there, but I'll be there in spirit.
You will be?
Yeah, I will be there in
well,
spirit.
we are going back to the North Texas Comic Book Show coming up in April.
Oh,
11th.
did you know who's going to Ocon? Who's going to be there? What's her name? Marilyn. God, I can't pronounce her last name. Veronica from Clerks will be there.
Yeah.
Why?
Because she actually does makeup, and she is going to be doing a discussion on movie makeup.
Okay. Okay, I thought it was for her role in Clerks.
She's also well that too. She'll
That
also
too.
be doing some. She did some independent movie. What Alien?
I'm sorry, I don't mean to gripe.
Attack, assassination, or I don't know. We'll
some,
find.
some Sci-Fi Channel movie.
Yeah, Siffy.
So you got any plugs you want to get in? I want to plug Lone Star Comics, Plano, Texas, on the corner of
Independence.
Independence and Park. I was going to say Parker first.
Right
Messed
next
me
to
up.
right next to the Kung Fu Studio.
Come by,
30
check these guys out.
3100 Independence
Come
Parkway, Plano.
game. Come buy some stuff. It's an awesome shop.
If
And
you
appreciate it.
If you
it's
if,
our home away from home.
If you've
Mine
gone
too.
if you've gone to Henry's Ice Cream, you've gone too far.
Henry's handmade ice cream made fresh every day. These guys are amazing.
Southeast corner of
And
Parker
if-
and
So if you and plus, I love the concept of the shopping center, the suburban shopping center. It's so interesting.
We're your friendly neighborhood comic shop.
Yes.
Hey,
right.
we're going to bring you guys back for Free Comic Book Day, and actually,
Yes,
that's Saturday,
and-
May 4th, Star Wars
we are
Day.
announcing. And hopefully we'll be outside again. It'll be nice. Hopefully it'll be nice outside.
Hopefully it won't be windy like it was last time.
I was okay last time. I had coffee and.
Coffee. Yeah, it was coffee. Special coffee.
Why do you keep blaming? Why do you keep accusing me of something, sir? If you don't have any proof, just keep your opinion to yourself. There.
We hit a nerve.
Thor, you said my shirt's a bit too far. I will hurt you, sir. He doesn't like me because I have a striped shirt. He says you die and you burn in hell.
My plug. Check out the Allegiance of Powers guys on YouTube. They do Kickstarters and everything. They can always use support. Check them out.
SCNSlive.com is our website. You can also find us on the interwebs on the Twitter box.
And we appreciate you guys.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you,
we
sir, for
appreciate
coming or letting us come hang out with
love
you,
this
I should
place.
say. But now let me start again. SCNSlive.com is our website. You can check us out, see all our shows, see our thoughts. We're actually going to start putting all our other fun stuff there. Joysticking.
Check out Joysticking.
Joysticking, twitch.tv
Oh, we're really calling it
SCNS
that.
Live. Playing games, both old and new, and with pithy commentary. With just me and also Jason as well. Very soon, I hope. Also,
when you do it.
Facebook.com, Untitled SCNS. That's our Facebook presence. Come out there. Check us out. Twitter, Chris Danger's Show, Jason the X, SCNS Live. Anyways, guys, it's been good. Thank you for watching once again. We love you guys, all of you that watch, both on live show and also on YouTube. By the way, tell your friends and neighbors about us on YouTube as well. You can watch the show anytime there, 24/7. And coming soon, yes, kids, that's right. We'll be getting the podcast together very soon.
We got plenty of things going.
We got a lot. We got a lot of irons in the. We have a lot of irons in the fire. Arr. SCNSlive.com, guys. Stay safe. Have a great week. Keep on nerding, and we'll see you at the cons. Adios. You hit the wrong line, Dorky Sprinkle.
Which one?